major attractions exits between Osceola Parkway and 535. Drivers can expect a good ride for the most part this morning on the 408 and 429. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
We're doing it, baby. Live sketch comedy makes its way to Mount Dora. 2 award-winning comedians who wrote 20 sketches are bringing their best 14. No one else needs to see the other 6. These 14, however, are a different story. Join comedians Ross Padgett from The Jim Colbert Show and Joel Warren from Good Sauce with Ross and Joel for a sketch comedy journey no audience will forget. August 29th at the Mount Dora Music Hall. Bring your laughing shoes, rated 18+. More info and tickets available at realradio.fm/comedy.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. I can get you pre-approved in as little as 1 day, even if you're a first-time homebuyer. Get answers today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With thatmortgageguyDon.com.
25 weeks comes down to this. 3 wide under the lights. 0 margin for error. Everything on the line. Flirting with 200 miles per hour in the place where this journey began. Race 26, the final hunt for a spot in the chase. The Coke Zero Sugar 400 weekend at Daytona, August 28th through 29th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
This is the sound of Claire, cooking dinner at home. And that's the sound of a fraud alert from Wells Fargo, flagging a charge for a pricey restaurant in Paris. Considering Claire isn't in Paris right now, that seemed odd. To the bank and to Claire. 2 taps later, Claire says nope to the charge, and Wells Fargo is on the case. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Russ Rollins here. Listen, moving sucks. Packing, organizing, worrying about whether your stuff's going to get wrecked or not. It's literally ranked as like one of the top 10 most stressful events in your life, and that's why you need a company that you can trust. I've used them every time I've moved. Cento Moving. Cento Moving is local, independent, family-owned, fully licensed and insured, serving Central Florida for over 13 years, and voted one of the top moving companies in Central Florida twice. Go to CentoMoving.com, get the quote, get it handled, and make your move a dream. Tell them Russ Rollins and the Monster sent you. That's CENTO, CentoMoving.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. You guys know I've renovated a few homes in my life, and I will tell you, the one thing I don't mess with is plumbing, and here's why. You make a mistake there, it could cost you tens of thousands of dollars. That is one of the main reasons I lean on my friends at Modern Plumbing Industries. Employee-owned and in business since 1975, and they can handle it all. All plumbing service, drain and sewer service, water heater services, gas services, and water treatment services, and that's just where it begins. Contact Modern Plumbing Industries today at 407-327-6000 or learn more at modernpi.com.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Listen to Real Radio in your smart home. Just tell Alexa to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio. Sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate.
Dan Dennis here. Look, I don't need an attorney to tell you distracted driving is bad. Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt sees the aftermath every single day, and it's awful. So do me a favor. Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, and keep it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Just call Mo.com.
I'm not great with words after a fight, and I'm sorry, wasn't cutting it this time. So I used Smile Tunes to write a soulful ballad about how she's always right. By the second chorus, the silent treatment was officially over. Visit SmileTunes.com and get out of the doghouse today.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
The News Junkie is on. The best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie starts now.
It is Monday, August 17th, 2026. Lots to get to today. From These People Are Crazy to Hayden Panettiere dies mysteriously at 36 years old. And a deep dive on the details in the new Tupac murder trial. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. C-Lane is here.
Hello.
So are you. You can join us with the dispatch. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your messages rolling right to the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Monday?
Not bad. How are you?
Good time this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, good time meeting a lot of you out there. We did a celebrity poker tournament thing this weekend. And,
we did. How did you do in poker?
Terrible as usual. Yeah, just terrible. I had a table full of really good poker players, or alternate reality, I'm just that bad at poker. And I think it might be that one. That's what I think might be going on. How about you?
I surprisingly stayed in for a long time.
That doesn't surprise me at all. When I left, I was like, C-Lane is always here when I'm leaving. He is still in. Big pot of chips.
I didn't know the chips got to yellow.
Oh, I didn't either. It's the first time hearing of the yellow chips. Yeah. I did not know that.
I've never been handed a yellow chip before, and they're coming around, they're changing people out, and they're like, "You're not in this hand, right?" And they're like, "Give me this many of your white chips or something," whatever one they were changing out, and then they just handed me one yellow, which always feels like so. I like when there's more chips.
Yeah.
I like when there's more chips, okay? Yeah. It just feels nicer to have a bigger stack.
Can I change all these in for dollar chips so I can have like a massive castle-like structure in front of me that I can attempt to look around to see my cards?
When you do the tournament, right, and you get busted out, before a certain point, you can buy back in, and they'll give you more chips, and you can continue playing and see if you win. And after a certain point, they stop allowing buybacks, but they do allow you, if you haven't busted out, to add on. And here's one thing where I sometimes think, well, this seems disappointing, because when you add on, and they're like, "How much do you want to add on?" And I said, "Give me $150 worth." And I was like, "It's for charity. It's for a good cause, for the mustard seed. Let's go." Swipe my card, $150, and they handed me 3 chips. And I was like,
"Here you go."
This could have felt bigger.
Yeah. C-Lane goes, "I don't know if you know this, but I'm sort of a Hooters casino kind of guy.
Yes.
So where can I go where I'll get 300 chips for $150? That's my kind of bag. That's what I'm looking for."
It's weird because I didn't play super aggressively. I just I got lucky a couple times. I played conservatively. If I thought I had a decent hand, I wasn't, I would play. I wasn't doing a lot of bluffing. I was doing a lot of folding. I was just kind of maintaining. And then I got to the second to the last table. There were 2 tables left.
Wow, good for you, man.
Jack, I think, told me I was like in the top 14 or something.
Wow.
And
I'm at the bar at this time.
Yes,
I've moved on. I'm on to the next venue.
I missed out on the people that I would normally hang out with after the poker tournament because they were all already at the bar, and I had to find the later people to hang out with. But I got pocket kings. I didn't have a lot of chips left, so I was like, screw it. I'm all in. Pocket kings, let's go. This how bad could this be, right? Sales girl has pocket aces. I am out of the tournament.
We cannot put up with it. It was nice to see you folks out there. There was a lot of you came out.
Had a lot of fun.
We enjoyed meeting you. Now let's get started. We got a big, giant week of shows for you. Starting with today, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to Fox in Detroit, everybody. Fox in Detroit was talking about, well, I don't even know how they got here. I'm not going to pretend I know how they got here, but they got here somehow. And let's just listen in to see how it went over on Good Day Detroit.
That is if you can provide yourself with food, and again, they're ice fishing because everything is frozen, and you're looking for fat in the beaver.
Yeah,
the beaver is the beaver is the most sought after.
It is.
Okay,
Ryan, do you think you could eat beaver?
Okay, she knew what she was doing there,
or
right?
she didn't. The guy in the middle does. I mean, the guys are on board.
The guy in the middle just walked out of his first Adam Sandler movie or something. Like, he's not doing a good job of hiding that he's like, oh, I know what's going on here. There's no way. No way, folks. Let us know over in chat. Do you think she knew? Did she know or did she not know what she was saying here? I mean, she had to know.
If she knew, good on her for keeping a straight face through all this. And she was doubling down and going after these guys. Pretty well done.
It's because she's way funnier than both the dudes, because she's keeping it together and playing it straight, and they're falling apart.
The beaver is the most sought after.
It is.
Ryan, do you think you could eat beaver? It's fat and then it's meat.
Get it together.
You made them all sick, though. They all
Grow
got sick
up.
Well,
after it.
you can't eat diseased animals.
Oh, God.
This guy,
Okay,
like, what?
dude.
Get it together, buddy. You never heard a beaver joke before? What happens to you? Do you spontaneously combust at a funny comedy show? What? Come on. She dropped a beaver line. You go with the beaver line, you work back and forth a little bit, and then you move on with your life, for God's sake. This man's having like a moment here. He's crumbling.
What about a moose?
Yeah, I don't know anything about this show,
Okay.
Dina, but you're really funny.
Okay.
You are a really funny gal.
She is. Yeah, you're a really funny gal there with all the beaver jokes you were tossing around. Good times over at Good Day Detroit. And
If that guy was ever on the air when somebody accidentally said erection instead of election, he would probably have to walk off.
The erection results are in, and just completely fall apart. I don't know. You got to be cooler. That's what it is. She's cooler, and one of the guys there was just completely falling apart. Unbelievable. That gets us into the show here on a Monday. Now let's address something, okay? Let's address something. It's time to pick our winner for last week's Rate My Blank, which, as you may recall, was Rate My Celebrity Encounter. And I told you, keep it short, good storytelling, 30 seconds. Over the course of the week, we got all of your different run-ins with celebrities. And C-Lane, I got to be honest with you, it was one of our best ones to date.
Yeah, it was
There
tough.
were some good stories. There was like some actually ones that made it difficult, I think, to find out who was the best. But I think.
Do we have an idea, just kind of like going through your memory or whatever, or what you've kind of rifled through on the dispatches? Who do you think met the biggest celebrity? Maybe not the best story, maybe not the best encounter, but who was like the biggest name on there?
Oh, man. There was a lot of ones that were weird, like the O.J. Simpson and Nicole Brown Simpson a couple of months before he killed her was kind of like a weird, odd one. Lots of people met Shaq, it turns out. Like, Shaq is just the guy who's absolutely everywhere all of the time.
I feel like I'm the only guy that hasn't met Shaq sometimes.
Same. Yeah, I got to bring Shaq over here to the studio. We'll talk to him at some point. There was so many really, really interesting stories. Every person, every celebrity you can ever imagine. My favorite, the one I think we're going to give the win to, and I'll tell you what the new one is for this week, for our Rate My Blank Celebrity Encounter Edition, was the Hunter S. Thompson story, where the guy said he met Hunter S. Thompson,
And then he ended up having to go get him some bottles of liquor.
Yes.
And Hunter S. Thompson was like the exact catastrophe that you thought he would be. And there was some really good ones, but our Hunter S. Thompson story, you are the winner, the victor for last week in the Rate My Blank competition. They said you couldn't do it, but look at you go. Look at you go. So email me, please, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. I'll line you up with a prize link so you can get all set up. For this week, here's the direction we're heading in. We'll dive into the news stories, the drama, the controversies, everything happening today. I have some amazing clips on the show today that we have to get to. But for this week, the ongoing theme that we'll do throughout the week with a Rate My Blank is a Rate My Most Embarrassing Story. And I want to hear your most embarrassing story, quite obviously. I want to reaffirm our details here. It must be a true story. It must be well told, and get it done in like 30 seconds. We can't be, and then at the dawn of time, blah, blah, blah. Get to the point, make it good, make it juicy. Rate My Blank this week is your most embarrassing stories, and let us have it, okay? I think we get some good stuff here.
Trying to think of what mine would be.
I've probably been there for at least a couple of them.
Yeah.
I've seen some things.
There was a couple of things.
Yeah. Then there was the thing, and then there was, and same with me. I was just stacking them up over here. Sometimes we'll work in some of ours as the week goes on too. We got a lot of time to cover, of course, but that's your Rate My Blank for this week. It is Rate My Embarrassing Story, most embarrassing story. Keep it short, do some good storytelling, and we'll see what you come up with. Meanwhile, let's take a look, friends, over at the box office. What's going on? You're still watching Spider-Man, it appears. Hollywood Hotel. Have you seen Spider-Man Brand New Day
I
yet,
have not. No, I've been told about it, though.
Unbelievable. It is a movie that may break all of the records. It's now closing in on $1 billion domestically and $2 billion worldwide. It could be the first $3 billion movie. Spider-Man Brand New Day in at number 1 this weekend. The Odyssey still at number 2. And then The End of Oak Street in the number 3 spot at the box office this weekend with $21 million. I think that movie confused people.
I was going to say, what is The End of Oak Street?
The End of Oak Street is a movie where the majority of the people who bought tickets was the demographic they were targeting, Anne Hathaway fans. Anne Hathaway's in this movie. If you don't think she does, you're wrong. Anne Hathaway has some fans, right? So Anne Hathaway fans will actually buy tickets to see stuff that she's in. But it's an Anne Hathaway film on one hand and a friggin' dinosaur movie on the other hand. So I think there might have been some women who were like, all right, let's go. What you got for us, Anne Hathaway? What's going on at the End of Oak Street?
I think I saw an ad for this movie like a while ago. Yeah.
It's a dinosaur movie. Strangely enough, the 4th place movie, a Paw Patrol dino movie, a Paw Patrol dinosaur movie in and of itself. Mm-hmm. Then Cat's Eye, Wild Hearts, 6th, The Musical Live, The Brink Award, Toy Story 5, just dwindling there at the box office. One Night Only has had its night and is on the way out. And something called Vishwanath and Sons. I don't know what the hell that is. It sounds Indian. I'm sure it is. And that made out the top 10 at the box office. But the big news there is Spider-Man Brand New Day topping $2 billion worldwide, which is just so crazy. There's only 8 total movies that have ever topped that. Any guesses on what they were? $2 billion worldwide.
Avengers?
Yep. Avengers, Infinity War, yes.
Infinity Wars, yes. Good thing I didn't say Endgame.
That's 2. That's another one. That's 2 of them.
Avengers Endgame, all right. I have 4 left.
Mm-hmm.
These got to be more recent ones because they weren't topping $1 billion. Like Titanic wouldn't be.
What about the one with the blue people? What about the one with the blue?
Avatar was next.
Avatar, The Way of Water, Titanic, yes, indeed. Star Wars, The Force Awakens, Niza 2, which is a beautiful Chinese animated feature. And then, of course, now Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Oh, you think it's beautiful?
It is. I love it.
You've seen Niza?
I've seen Niza 2, actually, yes. Yeah.
Why don't I trust you on this?
I don't know. I'm not lying. I've seen Niza 2. I've seen it. I saw that it was such an unbelievable runaway hit in China, so I made it a point to see it.
Was it better than Niza 1?
I did not see Nizam 1. That's ridiculous. Just the idea that I would have seen Nizam 1 is preposterous. It wasn't on my radar until Nizam 2.
Got it. So you don't know if it holds up to the original.
I don't know. I have no idea. This is a ridiculous question. I saw Nizam 2. I thought that was great. I thought that was a really good one, and that was about it for me. All right, let's go over to a couple of emails to get us started here today. Tips@thenewsjunkie.com. These people are crazy, man. These people related to this Clancy case are just as crazy as anything I've ever seen in my life. This whole justice for Lindsay Clancy thing. I heard this weekend, Sealand, see if you can bring this up. I heard there was a GoFundMe for that somehow involved Lindsay Clancy. And I heard it was up to insane amounts of money because all these TikTok weirdos, like these mostly like millennial women TikToker ladies who are like, the story about this woman killing her kids and then jumping to try to kill herself while her husband was picking up takeout food. Well, that's just too easy to believe. So we'll go after the husband was some sort of maniacal, crazy person planning this whole murder of his own family so he could hook up with some other lady. These people are crazy. They are crazy. And no one has ever outlined to me, at least not so far, any reason why there might be any truth to the woman who just so you know, folks, she says she did it. Her attorneys say she did it. The courtroom is hearing from all sorts of witnesses who say she did it. I can go down the line.
Of course she said so because her evil husband put her up to it, Sean.
Everybody says that she did it, including her, okay? Everybody, including her doctors, everybody says that she did it, except for these people over on TikTok. Like, here you go. Small example here, 1.9 million views. Check this out. She's about to be jailed for life for something her husband did, is what this one says. 234,000 likes. This isn't some fringe thing. Those are people who are liking this post because they agree with it. TikTok is full of these weirdos. Another one, new theory. He killed the kids. Oh, did you come up with a new theory? Ooh, what? You have a little song for that, like on Blue's Clues when he gets a letter in the mail and he, a mailbox song, a mailbox song, a mailbox. I don't know how it goes. It doesn't go like that. New theory. He killed the kids. His voice was the voice that she heard because she heard a voice telling her to do this. He threw her out the window. She woke up and was told what she did. These people are crazy. But some of you might be as well, because N. Bush emails the show, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. The husband might have done it. Here's why, this person says. I'm not saying he did it, but these are the reasons people have doubts. So just have the balls. Okay, be at least like the Luigi Mangione people. Don't be so cowardice like some of them are. Just have the balls to say, here's what I believe. This guy says, or this person, N. Bush, whoever N. Bush is, might be a woman. Her thyroid was crushed. It takes 35 pounds of pressure to crush a thyroid. How did that happen? Her ribs and back were broken. How did that happen? Her meds in her system were crushed, not swallowed whole. Why? And I don't know how they determined this one. The timeline doesn't match what he says. He said he was at CVS, but sent a work email at 5:25. Could have sent it from his cell phone while at CVS. Gee, you think?
Mm-hmm.
What? I love how all these theories pretend like technology hasn't advanced in the last 20 years or something. Like, he says he was at CVS, but he sent a work email, which we all know is impossible to do from a remote location. He didn't call 911 immediately because he said his Wi-Fi was out and the phone was cycling between Wi-Fi and 4G. You could call 911 with no service at all. Again, I don't know who did it, and I'm glad I'm not on the jury to decide, but it's strange that he went on vacation so soon after his kids were murdered. Let me address this very quickly, and then we'll move on because I've got so much stuff to work into.
We haven't even looked at the GoFundMe yet.
Oh, what's it at? Do you have it?
Yeah.
Okay. What is it out? Oh, did you send it to me? Is that what this is?
I haven't, no.
Okay.
$829,000 have been raised.
Shut up. And this would benefit the woman?
I guess it says
$820,000. These lunatics, and I see the notes that they're putting. They're like, "You go, girl, get him, queen. You're gonna get out. Don't let him hold you down." I'm like, do you guys know? How are these people allowed to have driver's license?
The top donator is an anonymous gift of $10,000.
Yeah.
Then two 5,000s. Dr. Jenny Shields threw in $2,500.
A doctor.
A doctor.
A doctor. This could be your doctor, folks. This could be like, when I see this kind of stuff, I go, none of you should be able to vote. The idea that you can vote and I can vote and that means the same thing, they equal each other, craziness. It's not, this is not, I don't know. I just can't accept that this is reality. The problem is that people have true crime brain. It has warped their brains. It is very clear what happened in this case. This mother was very heavily medicated. She had postpartum depression, is what she says. It is incredibly debilitating when women get that, and it does happen because of surges of hormones in different directions. This woman did something horrible and ended the life of her children and then tried to take her own life. And the father came home and saw all this and dialed 911. And the response is that there are hundreds of thousands of people who say, there's some weird things about this story. Like, there's weird things about every story. You sound like 9/11 was an inside job, people.
Dad's got evil eyes.
So what is it? Jet fuel can't melt steel beams. Dad's got evil eyes, and he's a Gemini. Like, these people are crazy. It is unbelievable. We'll get a little bit into that as the show rolls on because that's one of the big things. But $800,000
of the $2 million goal.
For what? What's the goal? What is the goal? What are they even going to do? What, she need 11 wheelchairs? What do we do? It's so frustrating.
Oh, buddy. Speaking of
social
the wheelchair.
platforms are just rotting people's brains. They are.
Speaking of the wheelchair thing, I don't know where this graphic came from. Look up so you can see this. It's called the Musgrove Family Fund. That's what the name of the GoFundMe. I think if you just type in Lindsay Clancy GoFundMe, you'll find it. It's pretty easy, right? Look at this graphic. That is the top the thing with the wheelchair woman.
Oh my God. It's her in a wheelchair with a circle of women all holding hands around her, protecting her. And like, this is how these people feel. They're like, we got to protect this lady. Like, she may have been over medicated and then she may have had other issues and she may not really know what she did. But one thing is for sure, there is zero evidence at all that the husband did this. And these people are weird and disturbed. And we have a problem with social media platforms filling people's brains with this stuff. And as I said, they have the same power in a vote that you do. And that is crazy. All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll get into 36 years old Hayden Panettiere was announced as having died yesterday. And the details are just now coming in. It's kind of surprising. There's a couple twists and turns in this that will work in at some point in time. I've got some amazing moments. It's not going to all be doom and gloom here today. A big flock mistake. We'll get to that. And a whole bunch more. And it's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo. Hello, everybody. Welcome behind the scenes. It's Monday. It's Monday, everybody. Welcome behind the scenes on a Monday. How are you doing? People need to protect this lady from the crazy people that are selling the nonsense. I mean, I don't know what to do with it. There has never been a thing in my history of doing this show more clear-cut and obvious. Like, here is what happened. More clear-cut and obvious to anybody with a brain. And yet hundreds of thousands of mostly women online have fallen into this trap because they think everything is now some true crime novella. How do you fix that? What do you do? Do you even agree that it's a problem, chat? Do you think the idea that there are hundreds of thousands of people who buy into this craziness, do you even think that's a problem, chat? Yes or no? Just let's see if you're even on the same page with that. I don't know what I expected from Pee Pee Poo Poo Man, but woo! This is a problem. She had postpartum psychosis and wasn't diagnosed properly. That absolutely could be the case. That, by the way, is not a conspiracy theory, is not crazy analysis, but you and I know that, right? We're like, we have the story, and then like
reasonings for her motivations and other things, and then we have completely made up stuff. We all know this. It's a sign of a bigger problem. It is, but what's the bigger problem? Bootsy says, I've never had an embarrassing moment in my life. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that for a second. I want to see those embarrassing stories on our Rate My Blank this week. What is it? What happened to you? Something embarrassing happened to you. Maybe it was in school. Maybe it was at work with your friends. Maybe you got drunk. Maybe you broke something. Something happened. Something happened. Double A Hizzle says, I agree with you. However, no one that hasn't been watching the trial should really be forming any opinions. And even still, they're just opinions. This is like the ridiculous argument that you have to have some insane level of expertise to understand a simple problem. You don't need to watch every bit of testimony. You don't need to do such deep analysis on this case that you're like AI levels of deep machine learning into what happened, reading all of the court documents. It is plainly obvious, as is so often the case, it is plainly obvious to everybody with a brain that there's something weird going on here. That the reaction of these people is like a mental illness on display. I believe this to my core, that people have always been this regarded. It's just social media has made it easy to get said regardedness out to the masses. Maybe. Timbuktu, look at you go. Thank you, Timbuktu, for the subscription. Appreciate that. That should put one on the board here. Our goal is 25 subscriptions or gifted subs as per usual. And it does. It puts a 1 on the board for us. I just think it's such a weird thing and such a big problem that I don't know how you address it, but we have to address that at some point in time. We have to figure that out. Hello?
I'm in 33,035.
Are you kidding me?
Well, there was 41,000 when I got in.
33,000 people are trying to buy the thing online?
Oh, well, all the stuff is for sale.
Oh. Well, if you can't get it, it's okay.
I mean, I told my mom I'll wait.
Okay. No, you don't have to wait for that. No, don't wait for that. I want you to go see your mom and go hang out and stuff. Don't sit there waiting to buy something.
I want the thing.
Well, it just maybe take a look at it every once in a while. If you're 33,000 in line, I think you got some time. Okay. Bye. Love you too. 90 seconds and we're back live. Trying to buy something that is on sale right now. And there are 33,000 people ahead of us, Courtney in this case, to purchase said item. And I'm worried that I won't get the item. And then I'll have to buy the item afterwards. And it won't be $350 anymore. It'll probably be $1,000 on eBay. But how can I not have that on my shelf, this mystery item? You know what I mean? Okay, everybody, we're coming back. Chat, real quick question to get us started here on this. How many of you actually were aware of Hayden Panettiere? Did you know who she was before hearing of her death? How many of you had her on your radar? Yes or no? Yes or no on did you know who Hayden Panettiere was? A lot of new info coming in on this. She was just 36 years old, so let's explore. And let's get into the funny stuff after that. Stay by.
Hearing about it. I'm JJ Zacharyson, host of the Late Round Fantasy Football Podcast. Our Players to Target and Players to Avoid episodes tell you exactly who to circle and who to cross off. We're providing data-driven research on the podcast all season long so that you're the one talking trash, not taking it. Download the free iHeartRadio app, search the Late Round Fantasy Football Podcast, and listen now.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This
God, I wasn't expecting this. I don't think most people were. But Hayden Panettiere died over the weekend at just 36 years old.
Did you have the same first thought I did?
What, when it was announced that Hayden Panettiere died?
I saw your text about it. I didn't see it last night when you sent it, because I think my phone had died.
That's kind of rude. You're just ignoring my text when I tell you about the death of celebrities.
My phone had
unexpectedly.
died. My phone was dead. It was a dead phone.
Unbelievable.
It's not, I
next time.
can't ignore something that I didn't get because the phone was dead. But then I saw it this morning and I went, the cheerleader? That was the first thought.
Everybody keeps saying that. What movie is that? That's the big one everybody quotes.
That's Heroes. Save the cheerleader, save the world. Yeah.
Okay, the Heroes television show. Okay, I vaguely remember that. I don't think I watched that. I know it was on NBC, I think. And I don't even quite know what I know Hayden Panettiere for, but she is somebody who I recognize, and I'm sure I've seen a movie or two with her in it. I don't know that I've heard anything really bad about her. Not that matters all that much, but I kind of just, it seemed like people liked her. It seemed like she was well liked. It seemed like she had a lot going on for her. And then when you see Hayden Panettiere dies at 36 years old, 36 is really young, right?
Yes.
So I'm thinking, well, what happened here? There's some rumors about domestic abuse attached to her and her history. She had just told this wild story. I'll play that for you in just a moment here. Some wild story about somebody in Hollywood who tried to take advantage of her. And then you go, oh, they said she was flying down south. Was it a plane crash? All sorts of things come through your mind, and you get stuck in there as you try to figure out, because I think it's an honest thing. We don't deserve to know, as I've said before. You don't deserve to know. It's not your right to know how any of these people died. But when somebody dies that's younger, when you're anywhere near that person's age, I think it's a common thing to be like, well, I want to know how they died because I don't want to die that way. I want to learn from this in some way. I don't want to die. What happened to her? And the story from the Associated Press was Hayden Panettiere, star of popular television series including Heroes and Nashville. She was in that as well, has died. She was 36 years old. Skip Panettiere, her father, announced the actor's death in a statement provided to ABC News on Sunday. I saw people fighting over, of all things, in the comments, whether she should be referred to as an actor or an actress in the comments thread on Hayden Panettiere dying at 36. And I was like, you people have really missed the point of this. What on her, she's not, don't say actor. She was an actress. It's not actress. You actually have to say actor. It's who cares? She's dead. She died at 36 years old. Isn't that the story? It's with profound sadness that we share the tragic passing of our beloved Hayden. She was an incredible light and a force of nature who brought immeasurable love and joy to all who knew her and to millions who watched her on the screen, says her father.
I think some women who have a job whose title could potentially change based on gender prefer to just use the normal way and not the female version. For example, I'm pretty sure a lot of female comedians don't love comedian.
Right.
What do you do? I'm a comedian.
We don't need to gender some of those words. I agree. But I don't know, the language debates. I always think, could you imagine posting your comment at another venue? Could you imagine, instead of you're posting this in the comment section, imagine you're at the funeral for Hayden Panettiere. And at her funeral, you're up there and you're like, oh, there she is, young girl, beautiful photos of her up on her casket, and her family is sobbing. And the officiant or whatever is up there, and the officiant goes, she was a phenomenal and talented actor. And you go, excuse me, it's actress. Why is this guy saying actor? Everybody at the funeral would think what? You're crazy, weird, insane, unhinged, strange behavior, antisocial, you have no self-awareness. But on the internet, people are like, actually, it's actress. That's what it is. So what do we know about her situation? I guess her birthday was Friday. She would have turned 37 this Friday. Of course, she did not make it to her 37th birthday. Her role as a cheerleader with superpowers and heroes propelled her to fame in 2006. Save the cheerleader, save the world. As C-Lane said, as many people in chat said, that obviously was a really big one for people who were attached to that. She was in Nashville, as I said, as well, on 4 seasons on that show. She had songs that she recorded, so she's like a multi-talented person. This is brutal, man. I just want to put this out there because it's important to note things like this and compare your life to other people's lives, et cetera, et cetera. Think about how your week is going. The father who announced that his 36-year-old daughter was dead, Hayden Panettiere's younger brother, Jansen, who is also an actor, died of a heart condition at 28 back in 2023.
Jeez.
So can you imagine as a parent,
outliving both of your children?
2 of them, 2 of your kids, young, healthy, talented kids. And then out of nowhere, he comes up with this heart condition and he ends up not being as healthy as you thought and dying. And now her. Now, here's some of the details we have and a couple of things I want to play. No foul play is suspected, according to Variety. In Hayden Panettiere's death, the Greenville Police Department told People. The case is under investigation by the Greenville Police Department and in conjunction with the Greenville County Coroner's Office.
Now, no foul play does usually just means that they don't think another person was involved in this death?
I think they don't think it's like a homicide.
But it does not rule out something self-inflicted.
I don't believe so. No. The preliminary investigation has not indicated any signs of foul play or suspicious circumstances. An acquaintance of Miss Panettiere placed the 911 call. So a friend to hers dialed 911. Strangely enough, this was just a couple of days beforehand, and she's out on the streets of, this was New York City, and Hayden Panettiere is just walking around New York City in this footage, and she looks perfectly healthy. Everything seems fine with her. There she is, and nothing is apparently wrong, and not that it ever is in these cases. She looks like everybody would expect. Now, I love how you see videos like this where she's smiling for the camera and throws up the peace sign, and then she starts to walk away, and then the TikTok video says, her smile evaporates, like revealing what's darker underneath. And I don't know, but she seemed okay there a couple of days before this. Then they have the dispatch audio that's been released. Let's see what happened here.
Everyone is into yourself for cardiac arrest. Just in the loft.
Real potty mouth on this dispatcher.
Into yourself for cardiac arrest. Just in the loft.
That's a lot right there. It's a lot of beeping.
Mr. 1, minute 29, responding.
Overdose. CPR is in progress.
Okay, so we heard there the important things, at least if you're trying to get down to what happened to Hayden Panettiere. Overdose, CPR in progress, and then what did they say? Like there was some sort of cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
Cardiac arrest just means that her heart is not moving, right? Her heart is beating is the best word probably. Her heart is not beating in that case. So it sounded like, at least from early info, that it was some sort of overdose going on here. And I've been sent a bunch of times already this clip of her, and she went on some podcast, and she was recently talking about this incident where some old, very, very famous guy in Hollywood tried to take advantage of her.
I think
People
I
were trying
remember
to connect
this.
the dots. Did you see this? I hadn't even seen this before today.
I think I remember talking about it on the show.
Oh, really? Hold on. Let's see here.
Area where a friend of yours takes you onto a boat. You're led to a room which has an older man in it, and then basically told to perform sexual acts and,
Oh, yeah. Perspective completely shifted, and I realized that I was in danger. But by the time I'd realized I was in danger, I was quite literally out to sea. And it was that moment shook me and was shocking. And I was quite literally walked down, and I had been having a great time. There was no hints of anything like that happening.
All right, if you're not following along with what she's saying here, she's saying a friend took her out on a boat, this big boat that they're out on, some rich people on a yacht. And at some point in time, they go to walk her down the stairs. She's having a good time. She's enjoying herself. And then she realizes like she was there because some rich, very powerful and very famous unnamed celebrity, some older, very powerful and rich celebrity was trying to have sex with her. And She wouldn't name the person.
So it took me, I was shocked. It took me by surprise. And it was somebody led by somebody that I had grown to trust and see as a protector and somebody who had my back. And to be walked down, down the stairs, and it was as like a surprise, presented as though it was like a surprise, and
Weird
it was this
surprise.
very small room, and she physically put me in the bed next to this undressed man who was very famous, and had his hands like this
Behind his head, hands behind his head.
This was just an average day for him. This is something that happens all the time. And I waited for her to leave. And I mean, that lion in me, that fire in me, that my hair stood on end, and I became ferocious. I was like,
So she said there was like this weird encounter where almost they were trying to traffic her out to some dude.
And this
She
was a
lured by
female
trusted
friend that took her down there.
Yeah, and she felt like she like lured her out there. This was 3 months before she died that she was talking about that on this podcast. And then also resurfacing is, and I think this is like, I don't know where you're at on this scene line, but it's like sometimes I look at stuff like this and I go, this is a little unfair. But there's a clip from 30 Rock where they're getting on the writers and what Liz Lemon, what's her name?
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey in a scene about Hayden Panettiere. And now they're like, this is why you don't do stuff like this. This is why comedy like this is not funny. I'll give you the clip here.
So there'll be cameras? Yes. Oh, Liz, you had me at Hayden Panettiere's dead. Of course I'll be there. Oh, thank you, Jenna. That really means a lot to me.
So simple scene, throwaway line. Obviously, the line is about how horrible. What Jenna Maroney, I think, is the character's name. Her whole character is about how terrible she is and selfish,
and self-involved.
Yeah. And so she's told that Hayden Panettiere is dead, and then she accepts going to some sort of event because of that. And the idea afterwards is like, look what we found. Now that she's dead, now you've done something wrong here. It's like, come on. Right? Like, again, this is a movie focused on actress and actor. It's
Do you
ridiculous.
think whoever wrote that line picked up the news last night and went, ugh, damn it.
Oh, good. 30 Rock was a different time, says E Fresh. Yeah, I mean, look, it's just, this is all the ultimate Monday morning quarterbacking kind of stuff. But we'll see what you think about that. Get your dispatches in. Send yours over at thenewsjunkie.com. Again, our Rate My Blank this week is Rate My Embarrassing Story. I already have a bunch of those coming in. And some interesting stuff that we need to talk about. Controversy is on the horizon here on the show.
I think
We'll
this
get to
one can only get better over the week, because right now it's Monday, you're fogged, you have the Monday fog, and you go, I don't know if about embarrassing story, and a couple people are going to start chiming in, and you're going to hear them and go, well, I could top that. I've definitely done something more embarrassing than that. We're going to inspire folks. So I'm thinking
somebody's going to puke or lose their underwear, or this is
today is going to be small potatoes, and then somewhere around Thursday we're going to get a real slew of bangers.
True. All right, let's keep moving here. We have so many things to work in. I got an amazing pick-a-side on the way as well. But when we come back, I'm currently, by the way, trying to buy something that's quite expensive, but I don't know if my luck is going to be with me today. However, I have to tell you about something announced this weekend. Sealand's going to love this. Perhaps they're calling it the greatest invention of all time. What is it? It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries at 9 p.m.
Hello. Here we are on a Monday. Everybody, how you doing? You good? Let me take this moment here, as I try to do in each show, and let you know that if there's something that you think is the biggest story of the day, something that you think is a story that we're missing, what you thought was the biggest story over the weekend, hit me up in chat in a couple of words. Tell me what you thought the biggest story was. There's a lot of stuff out there. My inbox was full of various things. The Caitlin Clark meme from over the weekend, I saw that a bunch of times. A lot of things. Well, where are we at in the line?
1,257.
Wait, we're at 1,200 now?
Or 12,057.
Oh, that's different than 1,200.
Well, it's better than 32,000.
We went from 32,000 in line to 12,000? All right.
I started at 41.
How many of these things are there that we're trying to buy?
Just one.
No, but how many exist to buy?
I have no idea.
Okay. Do you think there's like thousands or 100? You don't know?
I mean, if I was 41,000, that means 41,000 people got to go into the store before me. Right?
Allegedly.
I hit the button right when it turned 11.
That's crazy. Okay, well, don't let it hold you up.
No, I am. Now I'm down to 10,000.
10,000? Okay. Good luck.
Okie dokie.
Do a good job. We're going to buy this thing. We're going to buy this thing. Sean, it's okay. I'll send you my Princess Diana beanie baby. No need to stay in line. How embarrassing that you think I would be purchasing a beanie baby. No. This is an item that just went for sale and exists in very limited quantities in the Disney store. Okay? D23 was this weekend. I don't know if you guys know what D23 is. D23 is, I think that's like, was that the year Disney founded the company, I think? D23 is an event that they do every 2 years in Los Angeles, California. It's at various venues. It's a big convention. And at this convention, they do a lot of their announcements. Think about like the Apple announcements where they tell you about their new products. Disney does that biannual. They do it every 2 years. And they announced all sorts of stuff. New movies, all sorts of stuff like this. And, whatever. I was paying a little bit of attention to it. But they also announced what I think is the greatest invention of all time. I'm going to show this to you next. I can't buy that. Unfortunately, it's not for sale just yet. But I'll tell you what it was. The greatest invention that people are losing their shit over. That was at this Disney conference. I'm trying to buy something that they launched in their store. Very limited edition thing that I want to put on the shelves over here. Maybe even in this spot by James Squirrel Jones. Maybe in this, that's like a perfect spot to put it there. I mean, I got Zoltar down here. You can see the kind of things that I like to get my hands on. But I'm excited. Only 10,000 people ahead of us in line. 90 seconds. I heard they're doing late nights at Epic Universe. Yeah, get those tickets, man. That's fun if you haven't been. Is it the Tiki Room Bird? It is the Tiki Room Bird. It is. They have these little animatronics, and it's the little Tiki Room Bird. And you hit the button, and they swing around, and they have all kinds of effects going on. It is maybe the greatest little desktop thing I've seen in a while. It is awesome. It's $350. It is the Tiki Room Bird. It's so amazing. Somebody link it in chat, but nobody try to buy it. It's such a cool toy. Somebody link it so people can see. All right, we are coming back in just a moment. Greatest invention ever. The greatest. Wait till you see this.
Severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
The countdown to the NFL season is on, and Fox Sports Radio is where you join the conversation with the Dan Patrick Show.
You got some interesting scenarios here.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
You have to strike when the iron is hot in the NFL.
And more. Download the iHeartRadio app, search NFL, and listen now.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
270 hours of training, that's what their techs go through. Best not trust your engine with just any buckaroo. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Change wisely.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This is
on a Monday, and you're in a good spot. We're here to hang out each day, learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. There's a lot going on this weekend. One of the many things that has me now waiting in line with, Courtney told me when she came in first, she goes, I'm in line to buy that thing you wanted me to buy because something went on sale today. And I said, here's when it goes on sale, Courtney. She goes, I want to get this. I want to get this. I said, me too. I said, we got to be there and try to get it right when it goes on sale. And then she comes in, she goes, I'm in line to buy it. And I go, oh, cool, you're in line to buy it? It's cost about $350. And I said, oh, great. This thing's going to look so great on the shelf in my studio.
Okay.
And then she goes, yeah, I'm 36,000th in line. Can't even say the number placement. That she goes, I'm 36,000th person in line. And I said, 36,000. And then she comes back in a little while later. She goes, I'm 10,000th now. And I'm thinking, if there was 36,000 people waiting to go into a store and then you went in after all of them, you probably would find some pretty empty shelves. So I don't know if we're going to get this thing that we're looking for, that we're trying to buy here.
Are you going to say what the thing is?
I don't know. Let me see. Let me see if I can bring it up here so I can show you. You're going to laugh. You're not going to think it's cool. All right. You're not going to think it's cool. But I thought it was cool, and I thought it would be perfect on my shelves in the studio. And it's a tiki room bird from the Enchanted Tiki Room, and it's a little animatronic bird outside of a little tiki house, and it moves around and does all this stuff, and it's $350. But you're not seeing it move here. If it was moving, you'd be like, wow, this is amazing. You can't make fun of this because there's 36,000 people in line. Okay? 36,000 people in line.
I can make fun of 36,000 people, Sean.
You can and you have. Yeah, you can and you have. Right now, it's for sale. I don't know if I'll be able to get it. I wish. I mean, I'm hoping, but we'll see how Courtney fares in the store. That's not what I was talking about, though. There are a lot of things.
It's often difficult to diss 36,000 people at once without saying something racist. But you've given the opportunity on a silver platter.
What are you talking about? It's cool.
Absolute
it sings.
Nerds.
It's an animatronic bird. You don't want an animatronic bird on your desk?
I kind of think it would be fun. Can it do custom things? Like, can I make it sing whatever I want?
No. It doesn't do that. It has
for
a
$350, I would like to be able to just upload an MP3 to it, and that bird should be singing Eminem by the end of the day.
It's fun. It's like, hey, this is a good time. It's a little tiki bird thing swinging around. You wouldn't want to have maybe I almost got that right on accident. You would want to have a tiki bird animatronic in your house, I think. I think that's what everybody would want.
I had something else show up at my house today.
What? What'd you get?
And now I'm in kind of a precarious should I, shouldn't I, awkward situation. Because, Monday's usually like a not drinking day.
Yeah, right.
We had some people over for Ashley's birthday yesterday. We kind of did some pool action, hit it a little hard, slightly hard, not super hard. And then this morning on the front stoop, the keggy showed up.
Oh, really? The thing you bought her for her birthday?
The 5-liter pressurized keg that, because I have bought my own, she is a little annoyed that I have sort of lessened her gift. She thinks like it's less cool because everybody's seen me use mine, and now that she has a bigger one, it won't be as fun. But I'm like,
I think
I want to bust that thing out like today.
Yeah, it almost seems like you got it for yourself is what it feels like. You can't wait to open her birthday present that you have purchased for her.
Yes,
Arnott
you are
says,
correct.
Arnott says, Sean, this thing is like a Billy Bass for Disney adults.
Oh, my gosh. That is so dead on accurate, Arnott. Wow, what a banger.
That is pretty accurate. There was a lot announced this weekend, including the greatest gift of all time that maybe C-Lane will get someday. I'll tell you what this is. The greatest invention ever. I'll tell you about it in a second. But at D23, they announced all of the new stuff, the new movies coming from Disney, all the big celebrity meetups that are happening, remakes of rides, new areas in the theme parks, et cetera, et cetera. But everybody started focusing on this one invention. Now, you know what a freestyle machine is. You love those things, don't you? You like a freestyle machine,
The Coca-Cola freestyle machine, yes.
Yeah.
I don't care if somebody does or does not have the Coca-Cola freestyle machine. Do I like it as an invention? Yeah, I think it's cool. Do I think what they did during COVID was fascinating and very fun to do? Yes. If you don't remember, I kind of freaked out a little bit during COVID because they were, using.
So a lot of people did. Don't worry.
Using all the technology, to their advantage. Everybody was trying not to touch things. They don't want you shouldn't be touching this. Don't touch that. You're trying to lessen that from happening to try and stop the spread. And so all the Coca-Cola freestyle machines got updates beamed to them from the internet. And they started showing QR codes, temporary QR codes that you could hit on your phone and temporarily control the freestyle machine with just your cell phone without touching it. And I was like, that's brilliant.
That.
Well done. What a great use of resources. You didn't have to do it, but you had a good Coderino over there to kind of mock that up and make it happen, and it was fun.
That sounds Tiki Bird level cool. That's what people are saying these days. So that is Tiki Bird level cool.
I will agree with you because I think the level that I nerded out about it is worthy of making fun of, and that's what makes it Tiki Bird level cool, Sean.
All right, here's what happened. At the big convention that Disney does in Los Angeles, people are losing it over the Heinz freestyle machine. You heard me right.
First of all,
this is somebody trying it out.
It's not called freestyle, right?
It's not called freestyle, but it's like the freestyle machine, which if you don't know, you go up to it and it's got so many types of soda you could not even imagine. You can do every remix of everything. It's just an endless selection in a freestyle machine of different options for you to drink. This is that with Heinz. All right, they go up. It's either ketchup, mayonnaise, barbecue sauce, honey mustard, or ranch, and then you can tap the extra stuff you want to add to it. So this guy hits ketchup, add bacon and jalapeno, and then mix my sauce. And the machine, in real time, like a paint maker, starts mixing up a custom sauce exactly to their specifications in real time. All the ingredients.
Oh my gosh, it's shaking around too?
It shakes it up to mix it.
How is there not ketchup going everywhere?
Because it's genius. We're living in an amazing timeline. It is a custom sauce machine, ladies and gentlemen. They've just announced this thing. And you put in the sauce you want, all the different flavors that you want to add, and you get this custom thing, freestyle style, if you will. And this is the future. It's just, our future is going to be such an interesting place. What a time to be alive. That was getting a lot of attention out there this weekend, and not just from nerds like me. That's really starting to pick up, and people want one at a restaurant near them. Let us know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, let's kick it off for realsies here on the show. We've waited for a while to kick it off, but now's the time to do it. I have an unbelievable, shocking video on the way of a pilot that we have to talk about. We got a pick-a-side that is one of the most intense that has ever been featured on the show, and some pretty controversial things on the way in the second half of the show as well, and all of that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's never been easier to listen to Real Radio 104.1 wherever you go. Make us your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a couple accidents slowing you down this afternoon, eastbound on I-4.
Hello, hello. Welcome behind the scenes of the show. Courtney said, sold out. Sold out. We tried. I tried to get the Tiki Bird. Sold out. In 2026, stuff sells out so fast. It's crazy. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. What do you think? Would you try that Heinz freestyle machine? Be honest. Would you give that a shot? Or does it freak you out in some weird way? Also, a special delivery expected during the show today. A special delivery incoming. I'll show it to you when it gets here. Special delivery incoming. Also, Amy Kaufelt incoming. The lovely Amy Kaufelt. We can see her right here on the grid. We got to hang out with her this weekend, so we could talk about that a little bit. Does Heinz have a spicy option? Yeah, they have like jalapenos and other flavors that are all mixed in. And it has like a cup. Sort of looks like a number 3 sample cup. And then you hit the button and it squirts the ingredients in and they go... Shakes it all up. Amazing. This guy says, can my embarrassing story be anonymous? Yes, you can be anonymous. Yes. Just submit an anonymous dispatch. YouTube, Twitch, TNJ chat, how are we doing today? I hope you had a great weekend. Let me see if I can get an exclusive for you while C-Lane gets Amy Kaufelt lined up. All right, stand by. Did you guys see this thing? Okay, hang on. Where was that? Hang on. Did you see that? This was such a weird move. Trump has ordered the Pentagon to scale back joint military exercises with South Korea, our long-term ally, South Korea. And he cited his good relationship with nutjob, weirdo, crackpot, dictator, lunatic, hole-in-one champion, Kim Jong-un as the reason why. We are scaling back our relationship with South Korea, a long-term ally, which has a cultural fit with us here in the West, I think, has a lot of shared ideals over in Korea, is a great ally in terms of the location of the country to help us out with all sorts of other geopolitical issues, i.e. China, et cetera, even the Middle East and Russia, simply from their positioning. And we're pulling back on our long-standing connection with our ally in South Korea to side with Czech's notes, North Korea? We're siding with the Rocket Man? Brother, what is that move? What is that move? This is insanity. This is ridiculous. We're siding with North Korea over South Korea? South Korea is the good Korea. South Korea is the right one. It's because they won't join Netanyahu's war. It's because they haven't been, I don't know, as forthcoming with assistance against Iran. But they're not helping Iran. South Korea just is kind of staying neutral in the ordeal because they're trying right now to recover economically from some troubled times. And they've seen like, hey, things haven't gone that great economically in the United States, and this Iran war and gas prices aren't helping. Why would we ever side with North Korea, where people are literally eating dirt pies, rather than South Korea, the technology haven? Insane. All right, we're coming back right now with Amy Kaufeld. Stand by.
Offer on your home today and start packing.
Facing an injury is tough, but choosing the right attorney shouldn't be. I'm Mo DeWitt, your Orlando injury attorney. With my zero-fee guarantee, you won't pay a single dime unless we get you money for your injuries. No hidden costs, no upfront fees, just dedicated, hardworking lawyers when you need them the most. Why wait? If you're injured on the go, visit justcallmo.com or give us a call at 1-800-CALL-MO. It's that easy.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Filling in the gaps between the New York Times and World Star. This is the
You today. You're just one dispatch away, and our Rate My Blank is Rate My Most Embarrassing Story. So let's get to it. We had some great stories last week with the celebrity encounters. Well, I want to see what you have this week for Rate My Most Embarrassing Story. Send your entry in to try to get a great prize over at thenewsjunkie.com as a dispatch. It's time, everybody. It's Monday. Here's our favorite face, our favorite voice, our favorite news talent, Amy Kaufeld from Fox 35.
Hey, you guys.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good. How you doing, Amy? It was so good to see you this weekend.
I'm good. Oh, my gosh. I had so much fun on Saturday, you guys, all for a great cause. I love the people from the Mustard Seed. They're seriously some of the nicest people ever.
Yeah, they are. It's a really good cause that we were working with for this poker tournament, and Amy and all these other celebrities are out there every year. It's always fantastic to hang out with you a little bit. I will tell you, Sealand, I don't think you saw this because you were busy playing poker and doing well in the tournament. But after I got kicked out, I was like, oh, Courtney always likes to get a photo with Amy Kaufeld. She loves Amy Kaufeld. And I said, okay, on the way out, let's go over there. And she saw there's a bunch of people around Amy. So she's like, I don't want to bother. I don't want to. I go, no, let's just go over it. And I pop over and I'm going to beeline to Amy. And she sees Courtney, and she shoves me. Amy shoves me out of the way. She physically stiff-armed me out of the way. So she's like, oh, there's Courtney. And I almost fell into the poker table. And
You were so full of it.
I am not.
You barely hit the ground. You only had a couple bruises. So.
She made it clear.
On,
She's
Sean,
like,
man up.
She's like, I have already said hello to you, Sean. I am not impressed anymore. Let me talk to Courtney. She's more interesting. You're right about that, though. But she always loves to meet up with you at those events. It's a good time.
It was fun.
A good
I
cause.
loved seeing her. And it was fun. I got to see Ash and Courtney
I
all
know.
the same night. Like,
I
it
know.
just made my night, you guys.
All under
awesome.
one roof.
It was awesome.
Did you do good in the poker tournament, Amy?
I did okay. I did win one hand, and it was so unimpressive that when I got home, my husband was like, "So what was your hand that you won?" I'm like, "I really am not sure, and I really don't. I really don't remember." I'm like, "I think I had a pair of fives." And then maybe like a 5 came up. And so I just was like, I don't know what the heck. I just threw like some chips in and I just happened to win a round. But it ended quickly. That was my only lucky stroke.
This is not what we do, right? This is not what we're good at. We're good at other things. We have found our things that we're good at and we focus on them and we put our attention there. But
That's right.
yeah, I mean,
That's right. But it was fun. It was a great night.
It was.
I always loved being there with you guys and seeing everybody come together. And it was just awesome. It was awesome. It's like such a great vibe. You know, everybody's happy and in a good mood and having fun.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking this week about a couple of things on the show. One thing that I saw today was, I don't know how you feel about this. It might be an interesting question to ask Amy Kaufeld. But I saw everybody was talking about this politician, Nancy Mace from South Carolina. She popped up all of a sudden
And Nancy Mace, did you see this, Amy? She got
tattoos.
She got tattoos everywhere, out of nowhere. Like she pops up. She's got this show, and for the launch of the Nancy Mace show or whatever it's called on YouTube, she's got like full sleeve tattoos. She's got like, out of nowhere, seemingly, all of these tattoos that she's showing off. Did you ever consider getting a tattoo at any point in time? And if so, what was it? We must know.
No, because I don't like needles. And I just, I don't know. I think that the idea of, enduring the pain is a little too scary for me. Although I've heard some people say it's not that bad. Mm-hmm. But, I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were telling, I'm trying to remember who it was, and they said they got a tattoo, and they sat in the chair for 5 hours.
Oh, yeah, it's nothing.
That just seems terrible to me.
Yeah.
To sit in the same place for 5 hours while they're, doing that, I don't think I could do it.
Or just think about the fact that,
no shame on anyone who gets them.
You could sit there for 5 hours and still not be done. Like some of the ones you get the outlines first, and then you're like, well, I sat for 5 hours, but I still have to get it colored in. That's it's going to be another 3 hours down the road somewhere.
Does it hurt? Do either of you have one? Because I don't. I've never checked.
Yeah, it doesn't You've never checked.
You never checked us for tattoos?
I've never looked at, I guess I've never looked closely enough at you guys to know. I mean, I would know if you had neck tattoos or something. That's the other thing. Anything that's in a place that really seems like it would be painful, like a neck.
There are places that hurt. There are places that hurt worse than others. I don't know how she's seen me. She has no idea. I've covered in tattoos.
Oh,
Amy.
Sean. Yeah, okay. But only on one arm. How come only on one arm?
I don't like to talk about it. I don't like to talk about the very deep reason why. No, it's because I started on one arm, and then I was like, let me keep it half classy. Let me keep my left arm clean, and then covered in tattoos on my right arm. And but if you were when you were 18, if you were to have tattooed something that was really important to you. What would it have been? Was there a band you were super into at the time?
It would have to be, it would probably have to be John Bon Jovi.
Oh, that would be so great.
Yeah. It'd have to be.
Okay.
Which would be embarrassing now because it's not like I don't like John Bon Jovi, but it would be really, or Skid Row.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've seen some Bon Jovi tattoos, Slippery When Wet, that kind of stuff.
Really?
Yes, I've seen them. Album covers in the tongue thing. I've seen them. They don't age well. You probably made a smart move by not getting that, Amy, I think.
Our old boss used to tell us.
Just a chicken.
Our old boss used to tell a story about her daughter saying she almost got a tattoo and decided against it. And she goes, well, what did the tattoo, what was it going to say? And she said, I was going to get I Heart LL Cool J right here. And I was like, oh my gosh.
And I love when you're that age and you think about that too. You're like, this is never going to be something I regret. I'm never gonna do this. I mean,
does everybody think that when they get one? Do you have one on you now, Sean, that you regret?
No.
He got it lasered off. Yeah. He got it lasered off, Amy. He had a tramp stamp.
I still it's not lasered all the way off. It takes a lot of times and Amy, when you talk about pain, tattoos are maybe a 6 on the pain scale, and a tattoo removal session is an 11 on a pain scale out of 10.
I've heard it's horrible.
It's
Who's the comedian that used to date Kim K? Pete
Davidson.
Yes. And I saw an interview with him talking about that, about how excruciating the pain was. That I guess he's gotten a bunch of them removed.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just talking about that. The pain level was just really bad.
It's the best thing I've heard it compared to is if somebody had a rubber band, a thick rubber band, and they were pulling it back 1,000 times a second, snapping it against your skin over and over and over again.
Oh,
that mixed with getting a wart removed, and it's just not good. It's just not it's not a good time. We were talking about Hayden Panettiere, who it was announced that she had died over the weekend. So young, 36 years old, and a lot of people were talking about her situation. Now it's coming out. There was a 911 call and a cardiac incident, and then perhaps there was a report that it may have been some sort of overdose. We're seeing that. Were you familiar with her?
So I was, and I loved her. And do you remember the movie years ago where she played the little girl? And it was Remember the Titans. Remember that? She was so adorable, and she played her dad's her dad was a coach, and they had to play against the other team. Anyway, she was so cute. And then I followed her along the way, and I just think this is one of those stories that's just so genuinely heartbreaking because her parents lost now her and her brother.
Yeah.
The brother died, I guess, of an undiagnosed heart condition that he'd had.
He was in his
late 20s.
Yeah.
And so now you can imagine the heartbreak of these parents knowing that their daughter was having issues. She was she would openly talk about her postpartum depression and substance abuse and some of the issues that she was having. But you guys, I just think it's sad. And I'm sure I'm older than you guys. I think back about all the stars that were popular when I was a kid that were child stars. And so many of them are gone.
True.
And I do think that there is such an incredible amount of stress and pressure. And, she talked about, I don't know if you guys saw this interview that she did not too long ago where she said that when she was 19, somebody made her go lay in a bed with a British rocker. And she didn't say who it was. Someone who was high profile. And she just talked about like some of the just terrible things that happened to her in her growing up years, which you can imagine added to her mental health strain.
Yeah, it must have been something going on there. We may learn some more about that as the week goes on, but lots happening on planet Earth. What's grabbing your attention today, Amy Kay?
Oh, gosh. You guys, we're talking about a lot of things. We're talking about these flock cameras again. I know I talked to you guys a little bit, I think, about it last week, too, about some people are really upset with the way that they store your information. And the other thing that is new is that some of police officers were actually using the cameras to track like ex-girlfriends or there were some other sort of things that were going on that were not supposed to be happening. And so the company that owns flock cameras has now put systems into place where every time an officer goes to use the system, they have to put a code in so that you know specifically who the officer is that's using it. But they really have come under controversy, and so we're digging a little deeper into that today. We'll be talking about that throughout the week.
They didn't already have that
topic right now. No, apparently not. So I equate it to. Do you guys remember when Princess Kate was in the hospital? And I think it was after she gave birth.
Yeah.
And somebody in the hospital had gone into her file and accessed her file and looked into it, and they were able to figure out who that person was. I mean, there should be a certain level of expectation of privacy.
Yeah.
And even though we get it, like you're out in a public street and I get it, you're driving around and yes, if you're breaking traffic laws, okay, yes, there is no real level of expectation of privacy there. But what about if you didn't break any laws and they're still storing your information? Where are your privacy rights there? It's a fine line. I think we have given up so much of our privacy really since 9/11. If you think about what it was like to travel before 9/11 and then after 9/11 for people who weren't around.
Drastically different.
Drastically different. And they think now that we have Ring cameras and we have traffic cameras and there are literally anywhere you go. So the good with that is that we're able to solve crimes that we would not have been able to solve like previously, right? Because there were no witnesses. Oh, but there was a camera. But I do think that we're giving up a lot of privacy, and I don't know how comfortable people are with that.
Yeah, and I don't know if you heard this. Sealand thinks I'm an absolute idiot this morning, which is, I mean, that's not abnormal for a Monday, but he definitely, he thinks I'm a bigger idiot than he normally does this morning because I sent him this link, and I said, do you see this website? It's Have I Been Flocked? And you can search for your license plate number, and you can see if you got captured on any of the flock cameras. And so I put my license plate number, and he's like, "What are you doing? You're giving your license plate number to the people that are searching the flock thing." So that is just
handing over your information to the big database.
Yeah, they have 241 million flock searches and 4.7 million license plates in this database called Have I Been Flocked?
What was the answer? Had you been flocked?
I hadn't. No, it wasn't in there. But it is
that's
now
impossible. That's the thing. It's like I don't need a website to tell me I've been flocked. I know where the cameras are. I drive by them. I have 100% been flocked.
You know what this
multiple
sounds like?
times a day sometimes.
These are only the ones that were in a Freedom of Information Act request, and the data is only from that one small pool of information. But
this is have you been looked up on flock?
Yeah, it almost reminds me, Celine, of I did a website years and years and years ago on the show where Ebola was making the rounds, and there was a lot of different Ebola stories, and people were getting Ebola. And I built a website that was doihaveebola.org, And then you just hit a scan button online, and it told 100% of the people that they had Ebola in that very moment. and the flocked, have you been flocked? That kind of feels a little bit like this. But it's got people fired up, Amy. People are angry about those cameras.
It does. So I don't know if I told you guys this story, but a couple of months ago, our oldest daughter was driving up to Volusia County. She's a beach lifeguard in Volusia County. And so she was driving up there, and she got pulled over because her tag had expired. The officer was nice. He was like, okay, your tag's expired. You need to get it fixed. And she's like, okay, I'm on it. So anyway, we helped her take care of it, went on the online and renewed it. And so but it takes, it takes a couple days for the tag to come in. It's not like it's an automatic thing. So the very next day, same exact thing, different officer, but exactly the same reason, pulled her over and said, your tag's expired. And she's like, I know, you just pulled me over yesterday. And she's like, and I basically went online but that the tag hasn't arrived yet. But it had to have been a flock camera, right? Like, what are the odds that 2 days in a row she gets pulled over for the exact same thing?
Yeah, I don't know that we're going to be able to put that genie back in the bottle. Once you open up to the surveillance state stuff, you kind of seem like you're trapped in there. What else is grabbing your attention this morning, Amy?
You guys, the heat. We're talking about right now. We're actually talking to some of the local school districts about what they're doing to save money because the air conditioning. You can imagine what it costs to run the air conditioning in your own home, and then magnify that times what it would cost to magnify every school in the county you live in. So we're talking to some of the districts about what they're doing to try to save on these energy bills. Some of the teachers are complaining that it's really hot in the classroom and that they're unable to be comfortable, and the kids are uncomfortable. But what's the line? And so we heard from one district, and I thought this was fascinating. They've raised the temperature a couple of degrees to I think they said 74 in the classrooms across the county. And they said they'll be able to save $1.5 million on their electric bill by doing that. Isn't that wild?
Unbelievable, yeah. I mean, 74 is not that bad, right? It's not too bad.
No, it's not. It seems tolerable, but then you hear from the teachers and the kids, and they're like, no, it feels way hotter than that.
It's too much.
Tolerability,
when
it comes to the temperature. So I was actually thinking about this today. The thermostat in my house right now is 73.
Mm-hmm.
And
Same.
They say you're not
Are you serious?
Do you think that's hot or cold? Everybody's different.
I don't want to be judgy here. I don't want to come down on you. But are you here officially saying that you keep your air conditioner on 73 specifically?
Yeah.
That's unhinged. An odd number. You don't go to 72 or 74. An odd number? That doesn't make you uncomfortable?
That's my comfort level.
Oh,
I don't know. That's my comfort level. Now, the kids think it's too cold in the house.
She keeps the TV volume at 11, too.
Yes, you probably do. You don't do even numbers on stuff like that? Oh, God.
Is that weird?
I might be the weird one. I'm not sure. But I do not do odd numbers.
Why do they have a 73, Sean, if you're not allowed to use it?
I don't know. Just to get at me. That's what it feels like sometimes.
This is like a Sean showing a little bit of signs of a mild OCD.
Yeah, maybe not.
That could be.
Well,
maybe I don't have enough OCD. But anyway, I just think it's fascinating. So which it's going to be 97 in Central Florida today. So can you imagine? There's no way you're going to keep your thermostat at 87. You would be miserable.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think what you should do a bit on Fox and each day chronicle how it's going. And we'll call it Amy K with no AC. And to see how much you could save, you go no AC at all in your house for the whole week. Oh, God. The school district saved $1 million. You're going to save at least a fraction of that, I think.
Well, they still have the AC on. They just, bumped up the temperature a couple degrees, but it's still on. That would be really terrible. They wouldn't get any kids to come to school if they turned it off.
It was fantastic to see you this weekend.
Lovely to see you.
You guys too.
We love you.
Guys.
We think you're the best of the best. Everybody else does as well. And that's why they're going to go follow you on all social media platforms. Amy Caulfield, search for her over there. And Fox35Orlando.com is the website. Wake up each morning with this very talented news person. Ain't nobody better out there. Nobody more fair or gets deeper into the issues that you need to care about every morning. Amy Caulfield, she's the best. We appreciate you.
Guys. Love you. And tell Ashley you can see them too.
We'll do. There she goes. Amy Caulfield. Quick break. When we come back, we have a pick a side to get into. I have a video that's just absolutely blowing my mind that I'm going to play for you next of this pilot that ejected And there's somebody who captured it, just happened to have some footage rolling as the pilot ejected and landed on the ground. My God, the moment is absolutely amazing. And it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
There's a couple accidents slowing you down this afternoon.
All right, everybody. The lovely Amy Cothell. All right, now it's time to get into things here. It's time to get a little bit more controversial. We'll talk about some of the stuff that's making the rounds out there. But first, I want to play a video of this pilot. If you haven't seen it, it's just wild. Wild to behold. This guy ejected out of his fighter jet, and then he's walking down this street, and he encounters this police officer. The cop is the first person that he's encountered, and you get to see how sort of like scrambled your brain is after ejecting from a fighter jet, as you might imagine. The video is next. You got to see it. Hey, 2 tickets to Pound Town, Steph. Sun State John, weed consumer, sport, barbecue baby, this guy, Megan. Hey, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. We can get rid of this. A CBS News poll talking about how people feel about socialism says capitalism is better liked in the United States of America. They said capitalism is still popular. Unbelievable that this is even a competition. Should be a friggin' landslide. But Americans are net negative, is the update on socialism. And Americans do agree that there are some financial hardships for people. It's hard to buy a house. Of course it is. That's obvious to everybody paying attention. It's hard to raise a family. It's hard to feel financially secure than it was for the last generation. There are fewer opportunities. For younger people in particular, AI is already actively replacing a lot of job opportunities for you. The Democratic rank and file, though, Democrats do have a higher view of socialism than capitalism. It continues to be sort of a partisan shift to socialism, with Democrats leaning in that direction far more than Republicans. It's like majority Democrats prefer socialism over capitalism, and a landslide of Republicans prefer capitalism over socialism. But the most interesting tidbit is when you look into those numbers, the very same Democrats that say that they favor socialism over capitalism also overwhelmingly favor free markets. So you almost start to feel like with so many other things, we just have a difference in definitions. Like these people have differences in what they think socialism actually is. If you think socialism is more safety nets, socialism is things like Norway and Sweden and the Scandinavian countries that they have worked into their economies, but still you could start your own company, you can hire employees, the state doesn't own any percentage of the companies out there. Capitalism still exists on some level. I think it's just people have a difference in definitions of what it means. But that's the problem. They're trying to pull you into that world. They're trying to pull you in. And then all of a sudden it's breadlines and bullshit before you know it. Anyone who wants pure, unrestrained capitalism is an idiot. Capitalism needs rules and restrictions to function properly over time. Who's arguing for that? I think even like a lot of Republicans probably, I don't know if this bears out in any polls, but I bet a lot of Republicans agree that economically we are not doing as good as we should be in the United States right now. And therefore that we should be acting, well, fiscally more responsible for one. We had a record deficit in the last quarter, out of control spending continues apace, but also that we need to work on inequality in terms of the difference between the richest in our country and the poorest. But I think the difference is when Republicans look at that, they don't see socialism as the answer. They see fixing the capitalist economy we already have as the answer. I think they're right about that. I think they're right about that. 30 seconds and we're back. $2.1 trillion deficit. Yikes, man. Not enough people complaining about that, my friend. Out of control. All right, we're coming back.
JJ Zacharyson, host of the Late Round Fantasy Football Podcast. Our Players to Target and Players to Avoid episodes tell you exactly who to circle and who to cross off. We're providing data-driven research on the podcast all season long so that you're the one talking trash, not taking it. Download the free iHeartRadio app, search the Late Round Fantasy Football Podcast, and listen now.
Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the...
Week ahead of us, we'll get into some of your dispatches, submissions already for Rate My Blank. And Rate My Blank this week is Rate My Most Embarrassing Story. Keep it short on these most embarrassing stories. Be concise. Be a great storyteller when you're telling your story to the audience here. Keep it around 30 seconds or so, but give us your most embarrassing story, and we'll work those in as the week rolls on. We'll get into the first ones in just a bit. Sealant, I have to share this with you. This is just absolutely wild.
Okay.
What I'm about to show you here, okay? I'll put this up on See It Now so people can take a look. But this is body cam footage that was released over the weekend. And it shows in Washington State the moment that a law enforcement officer encountered this pilot that had just ejected. This pilot that you see right here just ejected out of a fighter jet, and he stumbles onto this police officer, and he's just as sort of shell-shocked as you might imagine. Let's watch. Here we go.
Pilot? Okay. Okay, let me see. Parachute laceration?
Yeah, it looks like I went through some trees and went out.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, he's on the phone with 911 as he pulls up to this police officer, and you can see, I don't know if they captured it really good here, but his face is all bloodied as he approaches the police officer.
That was a really calm way to say, I think I hit some trees on the way down.
I know, yeah. It's like, this guy's a pilot who just ejected from his fighter jet. Fighter jet pilots are usually very calm, measured people, and this guy is doing that. But his face is all cut up and ripped up here.
Yeah, it looks like I went through some trees and went out.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Jackson, I'm glad you're safe. I'm going to let you go. All right, man. Thank you very much for the help. I'm with the sheriff.
That's 911 on the phone.
It's ours, and I'm out with the pilot right now. He ejected. Yeah, we're on the backside of Rimrock, kind of by South Fork Bear Cove area.
He's remarkably calm, dude, considering what just happened.
I mean, you have to think of if you're in a fighter jet and you have to eject, the difference in sound between being in that jet and just standing. It's so quiet where they are. It's messing with my head.
Yeah, it probably his too, as you can imagine. And he talks about the jet here in a second.
Their fire aids on their way right now, and we got the hillside on fire where the jet landed. What kind of jet is that?
That's an F8. Well, that was
an F-18.
It was an F-18, he says. Let's look that up, C-Lane. Cost of an F-18, because this man crashed one.
I heard you guys.
Yep, we were doing circles over the wake, doing in some low-level training.
Okay.
And then I tucked in, and I'm not sure exactly. Honestly, I'm a little...
Nope, you're fine.
When I tucked in...
You hit the tree bad, bud.
I went through the trees.
Yeah, this guy comes up, he goes, you hit the tree bad, bud. And he must have been watching as this was going on. But he's like, I'm a little frazzled. Yeah, but I'm going to give you a little bit of leeway on that. I understand that you definitely would be a little frazzled if you just ejected out of one of these planes that cost how much?
$65 to $73 million.
Buddy. Can you imagine that feeling? I know what it feels like to crash a 1987 Camaro worth about $1,000. I can't imagine what it feels like to crash one of those fighter jets, man. That's just, I guess you're just glad you're alive. You're glad you're moving around. And even though this guy comes up to him, he's like, man, you hit the tree bad, bud.
The wake, doing in some low-level training.
Okay.
And then I tucked in, and I'm not sure exactly. Honestly, I'm a little...
Nope, you're fine.
When I tucked in...
You hit the tree bad, bud.
I went through the trees.
Yeah, hit the tree bad, bud. And I guess he did. But this video just surfacing here. Again, I'll put this up on See It Now so you guys can take a peek whenever I get a chance here. Let's see what we have, Sealand, for these Rate My Blanks. The most embarrassing story. I want to get to some of those entries. Rate My Blank, your most embarrassing story. Keep it like 30 seconds or so and try to make it a good form of storytelling on your part. Somebody talks about the Lindsay Clancy case. I said some of the people who are obsessing over this case are crazy. So let's see what Nerds All Day says about the Lindsay Clancy case.
Hey, news junkies.
Hey.
So this is in regards to the Lindsay Clancy case. As a millennial woman, I don't believe that the husband did it. I believe she did it.
Good.
I think what bothers us and what connects us to the case so much is the fact of how she got to the point of killing her children. You know, postpartum depression is real. You guys mentioned that, but the severity of it and the level that she was at, without the help that she really needed, the mismanagement of her condition, which is also real for so many women, I think is what is really getting to people, is what's touching women that have been in her shoes. It might have not been that severe, but there has to be reform in regards to how we treat postpartum women in general. You get one appointment and that's it after you have a baby. And this is coming from a nurse. You know, it's just, it needs to be better.
I don't disagree with anything you just said. In fact, I don't think most people do. I think everybody pretty much is in agreement on what you're saying there. The problem is not, and I'm trying to do a good job, maybe I'm not, in this Lindsay Clancy case where the mother... The father was off getting takeout food and going to CVS. And when he came back, the mother
responding to work emails.
Yeah, unbelievable. When he came back, the mother had unfortunately killed their young kids and then tried to take her own life. I have no problem with her defense of postpartum depression. C-Lane mentioned all the medications this woman was on. I have no problem with any of that stuff being brought up, being discussed, talking about ways that we can improve these things, talking about how serious it actually is when you have something like postpartum depression. I've seen it with people in real life. I totally get it.
I've seen a lot of people talking about this on socials and stuff and posting about their experiences, including one of our coworkers who dealt with, I guess, some pretty bad postpartum that I hadn't been aware of. It's a terrible, terrible situation, but I think it might do a little good for awareness and maybe helping fuel some change.
Yeah, and maybe you don't know anything about this. This is a phenomenon that happens for a variety of different women and a variety of different reasons, too. After giving birth, your hormones are rocketing and ricocheting all over the place. You're kind of grasping with the fact that this happened and now you have a child and your life is changing. There's a lot of things that are going on and being fed into the hopper all at once in your brain. And for many women, you have thoughts that make you very uncomfortable, thoughts about maybe even like harming the children, lots of things. I want to separate all of that entire discussion. I want to separate that entirely. We're going to put all of that over onto the left side. And we're going to say on the left side, we have, hey, not politically speaking here, on the left side of this table that we're building here for discussions. On the left side of the table is, hey, this is terrible what happened. Hey, I'm following the case. Hey, postpartum depression is real. Hey, a million different things. On the right side is a flat out conspiracy theory that the husband did it, orchestrated all of this, and he's some egomaniacal sociopath. And the evidence is his horoscope. Like, this is craziness. That will put on the right side of the table. That is the stuff I'm talking about. It is not nut picking. There are hundreds of thousands of likes and hearts on these posts on these different social media platforms. And there are hundreds of thousands of people, most of them women, who are incredibly convinced, it seems, that this father is actually some evil villain and that the mother didn't do anything. When she says she did, when her attorneys say that she did, when the evidence says that she did, when law enforcement says that she did, when the experts testifying in the case say that she did, but somehow these people's brains are so warped that they're saying something different. So I 100% agree with everything that you're saying. I think together we could look at that right side of the table in these discussions that are going on and go, there's something wrong here. I don't know if this is mental illness on display. I don't know what to make of this. I don't know if it's inflicted solely by the social media platforms where these people get radicalized onto stuff like this, or radicalized on
Facebook,
politics, or
Instagram,
radicalized
Twitter,
on,
LCD.
I don't know, whatever the thing of the day is. But quite clearly there's something quite strange going on there, I think. All right, quick break. When we come back, we have jury duty on the way. I'm getting ahead of myself, am I not? We have the hot sheet coming up next. We're not that far into the show.
You want to go home, don't you?
I am done. Monday is over. When we come back, we'll do the hot sheet, and then I got to pick a side for you after that, and jury duty will follow with a whole bunch of other drama on the way. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
That's got Mommy Winefest Girls Night Out written all.
Oh, really?
Oh, with Bridgerton and those love scenes.
That's good to know. I'll go hang out at the exit.
Yep. That won't be creepy.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome behind the scenes. Folks, give me just a second. I got to put this pilot video up on See It Now as promised. Here we go. Pilot ejects from jet. As police body cam footage rolls. There's body cam footage. Okay. How about this? Police body cam footage reveals moments after pilot ejects from jet. Is that too long? Pilot ejects. Forget the jet. All right, there it is. As promised, now it's delivered. I've got a bunch of Rate My Blank entries. Give us your most embarrassing story. Somebody's going to win. And it could be you. All right, let's get this over here. A rescue pug named Jenny Lou won the world's ugliest dog contest. Let me see. We got to see this thing. Jenny Lou. This thing won the world's ugliest dog contest. Oh, get out of here. I don't even think this thing's that ugly. World's ugliest dog winner. Thoughts? Rate that pup. That's the ugliest dog in the world? You got to be kidding me. I think it's a cute dog. I don't think this is the ugliest dog in the world. What has become of us? Unhinged. A cutie, yeah. I mean, what the hell? Usually it's some like rat terrier with like moles and curly hairs coming off of it. Usually it's something very, very, very ugly. Seen uglier? Yeah, that's a cute dog. Ain't nothing wrong with that dog. I think it's a winner in a good way. It's a pug rescued from a shelter. It won the 50th edition of the World's Ugliest Dog Contest. The prize? $5,000. Cold, hard cash. You should have Rate My Ugly Pet. Well, maybe we'd do that one time. Here's the thing. Remember, most people who are hanging out with us each day the vast majority of them are listening to the show. So we have you guys on the streaming side, which is about like 0.1% of the audience. And then we have all the people listening to the show. So the Rate My Blanks, to me, they're better and more useful throughout the week if they are audio based instead of visual. But I do agree. That would be a fun one. You can only compare her to the other entries, not all ugly dogs ever. Technically, that's true. It's kind of crazy that it's a $5,000 prize. And then sometimes you'll see something that's like really a special, like a contest for people who are really, really talented and intelligent. Like the Microsoft Excel Championships might be a bad example here. But I feel like the winner of that does not get a prize quite as good, right? The challenges that show brain power never give you as good a prizes. Here we go.
Say thanks. iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher powered by Donors Choose. Nominate an outstanding public school teacher who goes above and beyond for students. They could be one of our $5,000 winners for classroom supplies and resources. Teachers give so much. Now it's our turn to give back. Nominate a teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
This portion of the News Junkie is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Radio 104.1. The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This
Interviews lining up for this week. Some interesting, exciting stuff. We'll get into behind-the-scenes drama. We got all kinds of content guided and lined up for you here on the show this week. Join us with your dispatches, and I'll get to some of those. We'll do the first dispatches of the day momentarily. But right now, let's do the hot sheet.
Check the hot sheet. It's news, but not like real important news.
Best investigative reporting on the planet.
The top stories from the people on your screens and speakers are on the hot sheet with C-Lane.
That's right. The top 5 stories in the nonsense news brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don, who was good to hang out with him over the weekend, see him at the poker tournament. I'll say this. It's very hard to find nonsense news that doesn't have Hayden Panettiere mentioned at all. I mean, just all of the normal spots are wall-to-wall coverage of the tragic actress's passing, or actors passing, if you will. I'll say both. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't, no. All right. But Bruce Willis was spotted over the weekend, and of course he's been going through his dementia battle. But he was seen sharing a touching moment with daughter Tallulah Willis and new son-in-law Justin Acey during their Idaho wedding weekend. Did you see pictures of Bruce there?
I did not. How's he looking?
He looked pretty good.
Yeah?
It's weird because I don't think you can really see dementia, right?
No.
Unless the person just looks like,
level of confusion,
worn out and stuff like that. But there were a couple sweet moments, and there were some pictures posted. Yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah, he looks nice. He's got the little hat on, like the bowler hat that Bruce Willis wears a lot.
It says Bruce Willis shared a sweet moment with his daughter and new husband during their wedding weekend in Idaho. A tender moment with my dad and Justin at the start of wedding weekend, Tallulah writes alongside a photo published by Vogue on Friday. Now, whenever I hear his daughter's name, I just think of the scene in one of the Ocean's movies where they were pretending that Julia Roberts' character was indeed Julia Roberts, and she ran into Bruce Willis, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Tallulah left her SpongeBob toy on your couch," and it's a weird thing that sticks out to me. But good for Bruce. Congratulations to the newlyweds. Adam Scott. I don't know if you know this, Sean.
I know him.
Adam Scott of what's the big show that everybody loves now? Of Severance fame, of Parks and Recreation. He once auditioned for a spot on The Office. Mm-hmm. And you may have seen some of the outtake tapes. It's actually pretty easy to get Adam Scott's failed audition for The Office, so much so that there are acting classes using it as an example of what not to do during your acting audition, which is kind of embarrassing for Adam Scott, and was even more embarrassing when his daughter Frankie attended that very acting class, whose teacher did not know she was Adam Scott's daughter. Adam Scott shared a hilarious story about his daughter during an appearance on The Tonight Show. Turns out Frankie, his daughter, attended an acting program in New York where the teacher showed Scott's failed audition for The Office alongside John Krasinski's successful audition for The Office to compare the two to kind of show how bad her dad did, not knowing at all that they were related.
That's the role he was going for, the Jim Halpert role?
Yes.
Okay.
The class was asked to discuss why Krasinski landed the role of Jim Halpert while Scott didn't, which apparently left Frankie mortified. The teacher had no idea she was Scott's daughter until he eventually connected the dots. Scott laughed off the experience himself, joking he was glad to be the subject of what not to do in a prestigious acting class.
Very quick clip of it if you want to hear it. I haven't actually seen this at all, but here it is.
I think I have.
Quantity and type of paper, and if we can supply it to them and if they can purchase it, and I'm boring myself just talking about it. So I can't even.
I didn't think it was that bad. I remember that scene.
I don't think it's that bad. Yeah, it was the scene from the very first episode of The Office, from the pilot episode. New York Magazine has fired one of their authors, and I kind of find this like a little impressive. Like, how do you get this far without getting caught? One of the cardinal sins of journalism is ripping other people off, ripping off authors, not citing your sources, stuff like that. And New York Mag has fired lefty political writer Ross Barkan, one of the biggest boosters of Mayor Zohran Mamdani in New York City journalism, for ripping off authors' work a shocking 67 times.
All right, that's a lot of plagiarism right there.
Prior to becoming mayor, Mamdani served as campaign manager for Barkan's failed state Senate campaign. The fact that the writer frequently mentioned on his Substack and other platforms the ink-stained wretch voiced regret over the ripoffs, the cardinal sin in journalism, though he appeared to portray the firing as a mutual decision between him and the magazine. He said, in the course of nearly 250 pieces, there were times I should have been more careful with my citation. I'm sorry about these errors and will work to do better and more careful in the future. 67 times without getting caught, like in the age of the internet where computers can fact check this stuff for us and do it pretty quickly.
How dumb do you think people are? You're going to get caught eventually.
Have you ever, there's a movie that didn't do that great. I don't think. I think it's kind of like.
You're going to ask me if I'd ever plagiarized.
No. Have you ever plagiarized?
No, I don't think so. I try, especially doing this show every day. I try not to take any like ideas or takes or anything from any other shows. I don't really get to listen to a lot of other shows these days, honestly.
New York Magazine said in a statement to the Post that it found 67 columns written by Ross Barkan that, quote, did not include proper attribution of language, information, and or sourcing, end quote. So it seems like he was kind of just stealing some stuff. The movie that I was about to mention, I don't know if you've ever seen Shattered Glass, was about a writer in New York that was just making stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
He would just make stuff up, and like they would go to check the sources, and he made up the sources too. So the sources checked out, and they found a bunch of stuff that he just like was just wildly inaccurate until one like writer at a digital platform exposed him. So that was a pretty good, pretty decent movie. Was not popular at all. Somebody who is popular, one Mr. Marshall Mathers, a.k.a. Eminem, making a second appearance on the show today. The first one was your parrot singing a song, but apparently that's not an option. But his ex-wife, Kim, who is the star of some of his darkest songs, is back in jail. Her bond has been revoked on 3 charges, and the 51-year-old was booked into the Macomb County Jail, according to jail records. Eminem's ex-wife, Kimberly Mathers, faces 2 misdemeanor charges from February, including operating impaired, for which she pleaded no contest, failure to report an accident, for which she pleaded guilty, and she has another felony offense she's looking at for being drunk and assaulting some police officers. Ooh. Not really good with the alcohol, Kim Mathers. And the older we get, and it's a little bit of a morbid day, thinking about, Hayden, Panettiere, other stuff going on. The older you get, the more you start thinking about, how is your funeral going to be? Mm-hmm. And William Shatner has revealed his answer. He revealed the song that he wants to play at his funeral, and it is very unsurprisingly a William Shatner song.
Is it him doing Rocket Man?
It's not Rocket Man, no.
Pack my bags.
So look this up. The song is called I Want to Be a Tree.
Okay.
And not only does he want I Want to Be a Tree by William Shatner played at his William Shatner funeral, he's made arrangements that he will be cremated, my ashes buried in the ground, and a tree planted on top. So he is going to play I Want to Be a Tree while he becomes a tree. The 95-year-old Shatner revealed he already made these plans, but he has made them with such specificity that he even knows what sort of tree he will be. I originally wanted a sequoia placed over my body, but they said it wouldn't grow. So I'm going to be a giant redwood. Do you have the song?
You want to hear that? That's a good one. Yeah.
Is it? I think you should have went with Rocket Man. Rocket Man would have been a much, much better choice. Hey, mortgage rates have been headed down or at nearly 3-year lows, friends. So if your mortgage rate has a 7 or 8 in front of it, time to call that mortgage guy Don, because not only is he a damn good poker player, but he is a damn good mortgage getter. And he has helped so many of our listeners, so many of our friends and family members get better rates on their mortgage. So you can find him at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Thank you, Sealand. Quick break. When we come back into the second hour of the show, I have a cringe-filled AI protest clip to play for you next. We got a comment from Trump that's getting a whole bunch of attention, more on that Nancy Mace thing eventually. A lot left to sort through here in the second half of the show, and that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coke Zero Sugar 400 returns to the World Center of Racing with the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series on August 28th and the Coke Zero Sugar 400 on August 29th. Experience the thrill of NASCAR like...
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes of the show. Uh-huh. True. And then we can end on Rocket Man, too, you know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, a story in Axios today about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, known as AOC. And it says, New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is laughing off Woke 1.0. Say it how you'd like. But she's carrying baggage from the 2020 era of cultural progressivism that some Democrats say is an obstacle to a future presidential run. Listen to this. AOC, they're saying, is trying to pivot to the cultural center. I don't know what that means. But AOC is trying to pivot to the cultural center, which she began to roll out last week in a high-profile ABC interview by saying Woke One was crazy. It's damage control for her past remarks on law enforcement, immigration, and a range of social issues.
Ocasio-Cortez told ABC's the left's so-called excesses of that period were the result of COVID pandemic and lockdowns. And she's trying to center herself away from these comments. Here's your flashback moment, chat. In the summer of 2020, AOC blasted New York City's government for proposing to cut its police department by $1 billion. That wasn't enough for her. A $1 billion cut at the time. She said defunding the police means defunding the police. It does not mean budget tricks or funny math. The fight to defund policing continues. In 2019, she said, we need to have a real conversation about decarceration and prison abolition in this country, which is what crazy people say. When somebody says decarceration, run. Just split. Just go in the other direction. When they go, look, we need to have a serious conversation, Sean, about prison abolition. They're not a serious person when they say this. She said that year that some marginalized groups, quote, have no choice but to riot. AOC, according to Axios here, said in 2021, I want to abolish our carceral system that's designed to trap black and brown men. So prisons. In 2019, she repeatedly used Latinx, which people were using for 5 seconds. Everybody who wasn't an actual Spanish speaker was trying to use that. It was like the colonization of language to try to say, no, we're going to do Latinx now. That wasn't popular. She shifted her rhetoric, but isn't responding what her position is on these very same issues now. GOP pollster Brent Buchanan says that she has very high name recognition. True. And an impressive favorability rating. He says she's incredibly dangerous of AOC. His polling shows that AOC is viewed favorably by 39% of voters, 42% unfavorably, which marks up with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, a leading contender to be the next Republican on the way to the White House. Marco Rubio for sure. So they're saying the GOP polling data has Ocasio-Cortez at the same level as Marco Rubio. James Carville says, it's always been evident she's more talented than the rest of them put together, talking about the squad progressives. He says she doesn't need to over-explain this. She can say, I'm grown, and people understand that. So there you go. AOC the centrist. A shot at a presidential run? Maybe. Maybe. That's what she's aiming for. But I think she's trying to separate herself for some of the more unpopular stuff. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody tank a race as fast as Hong did with the Thanksgiving stuff, with the robotic interviews, with the nonsensical viewpoints, with the utopian thinking. That campaign went down fast. I think she's trying to stay away from that stuff now. But could she win? Could you see her? Could you see, whether you want her to win or not, could you see the possibility that AOC might win a presidential election? Let me know. She looks busted too. She did not age well. Talking about AOC. Couple of minutes and we're back live. And wait till I share this clip with you. It is a hoot. It is something, man. There's a clip of these AI protesters that's going viral right now. And they busted in to one of the AI places and started to act in the most embarrassing way I think I've seen in a very long time. You have to see this to believe it. So we'll see if you do. 90 seconds, and we're back live. Uh-oh, I crashed Mega Chat. Stand by. Mega Chat is crashed. I hope it doesn't need a refresh. It should recover on its own. Hang on. 1 minute. Oh, no. Don't tell me this thing needs a refresh. Jason Chandler is the last comment. Come on, chat. Hold on. Stand by. Let me make a note. 1:05 p.m. All right. Oh, it's like Mega Chat full crash. Stand by, I'll get it back up.
5 TRAJAN1. Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. DBA in most states has Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station guaranteed human. No one's really sure what all C-Lane's buttons actually do. This is the News Junkie.
Thanks for hanging out with us on a Monday. You're going to always learn more about the show. Go over to the website, which is thenewsjunkie.com. I got a clip I have to play for you here. We got to pick a side on the way here shortly, too. We'll work that in. But this is one of the more cringe things I've seen in quite some time. And I have to share this with everybody. And you can tell me if you agree or if you disagree. Maybe you think this is actually very effective. Okay, I just want you to tell me if you think this was a smart way to protest. We know there's a lot of AI protesters. There's people who don't like AI. Some of them are serious. Some of them are very unserious. Some of them have legitimate questions. Some of them are like weirdos who are mad about things that don't actually make sense.
Some of them are focusing a lot of their energy on water.
Water is a big focus for some people. This is different, though. These are activists who infiltrated the Bellevue office of OpenAI. This is at OpenAI's office right here that this happened, and they rushed in. Tell me if you think this is an effective protest. They pretended to be rogue AI agents. Here it is.
Happy Rogue Day!
Sliding down.
What the hell is happening?
All right. If just in case you don't get the point, C-Lane is not picking up on this. I don't blame you. It's a little crazy and a little unserious. They have run into the offices of OpenAI in Washington State, and they're pretending to be AI agents who have gone rogue to draw attention to the fact that in some of the testing and other things, AI agents have gone rogue and hacked stuff. And there's a lot of people who have been like, wow, this is concerning that they can't control their own AI agents. So they're just running around amok and running crazy through the offices.
This will show them. We'll show them by being something that they can't control. And so this way they'll see what happens when something you can't control just runs amok and screams and carries balloons everywhere. This is dumb.
This is one of the nerdiest protests I think I have ever seen in my entire life.
How can I hack you? Let's all hack each other. Let's go.
I guess we're stuck in here.
I'm stuck. We are shielded.
need chat. Oh no, it's stuck in the matrix. Cannot unplug.
Stuck in the matrix, he said. Okay, it's just they're just pretending to be rogue agents, AI agents who are stuck everywhere in the building, and this is going to be effective, I guess. In some way, this is going to be successful. I know you didn't think it could happen, but this may shut down OpenAI. That Chat GPT thing, it'll have been a fad that just evaporated because of these protesters who made their way into a building this weekend in Bellevue, Washington, the offices of OpenAI.
If one of those protesters submits that as a dispatch for the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened, they instant win. That was cringe,
True.
guys.
Yeah. All right. I've got some stories because we asked for people to send in their most embarrassing stories. That's our Rate My Blank for this week. Record yours over at thenewsjunkie.com and just let us know what your most embarrassing story is. Keep it short, like 30 seconds or so. And we'll start off simple. Here's somebody with a story about going camping.
Happy Monday, News Junkies.
Hey.
So this one time at this camp, I was walking to the car. I had a glass of wine in my hand and my Crocs on, and I tripped on the road, did a somersault, and came up on my feet. Although I did lose the wine and spilled it all over my dress and had to change. But that was my embarrassing story at this camp. DJ Rage and Swilly can attest to it. Have a good one. Bye.
All right. Thank you, crazy drunk cat lady. She says she was drinking and did a tumble and rolled over and spilled her wine. Okay.
Living up to her name.
Yeah, crazy drunk cat lady. That's true. Okay. I mean, I think we can get a little more embarrassing than this.
Yeah, it sounded like she, aside from spilling the wine, recovered kind of nicely. Like got back up on her feet pretty good.
The only thing that would have been more cool would have been if she did the somersault and still had the glass of wine in her hand.
Oh, I've done that.
Fully recovered. That must feel great.
I slipped on an onion ring once, and I thought like the time slowed down for me as I slipped on this onion ring because I had a round of shots in my hand, and I fell to my knee. Saved the shots.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what matters. And in that second, you were a hero. Mm-hmm. And people still talk about it to this day.
Just me.
Here is somebody with a TTS dispatch about their embarrassing story. Let's listen in.
You don't have the rank to hear my most embarrassing story.
Yeah.
But here is a childhood embarrassing story. I was a teenager and was told to fill up the boat at the riverside dock, and I mistakenly put the pump in the wrong hole. I added $100 worth of fuel in the back end compartment, and it was only noticed by onlookers because it spilled out of the boat and into the water. Family and friends still bring that story whenever boating, and I hate it.
Oh, I guess so. He went to fill up his boat with gas, but put it in the wrong hole and then just dumped 10 gallons or more. Well, $100 worth, I think he said. $100 worth of fuel straight into the ocean and not into the gas tank of the boat.
Well, I'm trying to figure out where in the boat that went. Like he said, some sort of back compartment or something.
Yeah, it says it was noticed by onlookers because it spilled out of the boat into the water. It was in the back end compartment, and it was not in the right hole.
Well, honestly, aside from being embarrassing, that just sounds downright dangerous.
Yeah, it's wasteful, too. That if this was like biggest waste of money, you'd be up there. I think you folks can ratchet the tension up a little bit. Let's see what you have for your most embarrassing story. Keep it to about 30 seconds or so and record yours now over on thenewsjunkie.com. Even though I think there's a couple of things in the system that are crashed as of right now. Don't panic. Don't freak out. I will get them back up and running.
Then now I can stop hitting refresh because I thought it was me.
Oh, no. TNJ chat is grinded to a halt for whatever reason. I don't know why. But we'll find out. We'll see what's going on with that.
Because you didn't get the parrot, isn't it? You're retaliating. I didn't get my parrot, so chat is burned to the ground.
Yeah, Courtney said no such luck. All sold out. Speaking of that, here's Daddy 2 times.
So like C-Lane and others, I thought that Tiki Bird thing sounded silly. But knowing Disney and how Disney gets down, I decided to look at it, and I went to the page, and I didn't have a line at all to get into, so that tells me Courtney's line is long gone, and Sean, you got your bird.
I did not.
That being said, it's one of the only items on the D23 page of over 100 items that has a low stock right now. So that means the bird's been selling.
I'm telling you. People wanted the bird. I couldn't get one. I tried. I said, try to buy this. Courtney tried with all of her might to get this bird for the shelves in my studio. from the Tiki Room, the little Tiki Bird thing from Disney. It was cool. I thought it was pretty cool. She convinced me last night. But so many people wanted it. It sold out really fast, unfortunately. So we shall see. Sharkbait has a dispatch for us. Let's see what they say.
Hey there, junkies. What's going on? Sorry about the noise in the background. I'm currently in the pool. Humble brag.
Nice.
My embarrassing story is I work at a store where I have to ask kids if they want a free cookie where their parents are or their guardian. I say guardian now because I learned real hard. I had asked this young boy if he had his mom or dad around to give permission for him to have a cookie. He goes, I don't have a mom or dad. I only have a grandma. Let me tell you what, I wanted to give him every single cookie I had behind the counter. Okay, bye, guys.
Yeah, that can happen. That's not your fault, though. I mean, come on. You were assuming, which usually you'd probably be in okay shape there. I know what they say about assuming, but I think you weren't too far off. On the gas front, I guess there's a clip going around right now of Trump from this weekend. I haven't heard this yet, talking about gas. Let's see what he says. Gas prices are pretty expensive out there. Let's see if he mentions that.
So I just say this. So for you to pay a tiny little bit more for your gasoline, just remember you're doing it so that a very evil country cannot have a country. Really, it's the number one state sponsor of terror in the world. We don't want to have them have a nuclear weapon. So remember that when you have to pay a little bit more, you're at $4. It's okay. I mean, it's I'll never apologize. I did the right thing.
All right. So he's saying, I don't know if this is going to land well with normies here. Remember, when you're at the gas station and you're leaning against the side of your car and the numbers are rolling around.
Hey, a little bit more for your gasoline.
and it's more expensive than you would like it to be. When that's happening, I want you to remember that you're doing this for a good reason. I'll ask of you, I'll throw it out there. Does that make you feel better about gas prices right now, that you're doing it for a good reason? I don't know if it's going to land with the American people.
When do you think the last time Donald Trump has pumped gas is?
Oh, I don't think he's done it in decades. Right? I mean, I don't even know if they would let him now.
Well, he can't drive a car now, but he lost the ability to drive a car when he became president the first time. Presidents aren't allowed to drive cars on public roads.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But even before that, was he doing a lot of pumping his own gas? Was he doing a lot of even his own driving?
I don't know. I would not think so. He's been very wealthy for a very long time, and I don't think he was driving himself for that time. But I will tell him, as a person who every once in a while does pump my own gas, I don't care who the president is. I don't care what the reason is. I don't care about any of that. If the gas is expensive, it's irritating, and it sucks. And it's really, really a financial burden on a lot of people. I don't think that is going to make them feel better. One more for now. Here's another embarrassing story. This is Florida girl. Let's see what she has for us, Celine.
A few years ago, I pulled up to the Regions Bank drive-through for work to make a deposit. And I popped, they open the drawer, I stick in, the stuff from my passenger seat of my car. And then all of a sudden I hear everybody laughing, just hysterically laughing.
Yeah.
Laughing, like red face, purple face. I put my Redbox movies in the depository for the bank drive-through, and the deposit was laying on the seat of my car.
Oh, she, instead of putting her money deposit in the bank thing, she put her Redbox movies in. Because
honestly, I thought that was going to be a lot worse.
Yeah,
I thought there was going to be some Redbox movies. The mistake is embarrassing, but the actual content is not super embarrassing. It's a fun story, but I was thinking something adult.
I bet that happens more often than you would think. I think that's more common. One more. Here's
actually
11 Charlie.
I bet it's less common on account of no more Redboxes.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, but I bet at the time Redbox was thriving, can we say? I think maybe it was more common.
I was at a Metallica summer concert series back in the late 90s. I was walking to find a place to sit with my burger and beer and some friends, and I slipped into an open manhole that was surrounded by about 2 feet of weeds in front of about 1,000 people that were also standing up in those stands. I skinned up the inside of my leg and racked my nuts. Didn't drop the burger or beer.
All right, that's not bad. Now we're getting somewhere. You fell into a manhole at a Metallica concert?
Hold on, I have questions. And you should have gotten backstage passes, some sort of upgrade. Why did they have an open manhole at the Metallica concert?
I don't know. Yeah, where was this Metallica concert? He said, I went to a Metallica concert series in the 90s, and he walked into a manhole as he was carrying his burger and his beer, and he didn't spill his burger and beer. We're getting somewhere. We're making a little progress. We'll see what you have for us. Rate my blank. And it is a Rate My Embarrassing Story, and you can record yours now over on thenewsjunkie.com. Okay, quick break. We'll come back. We've got another video going viral. We got to pick a side. We have jury duty where we'll go over. I can't believe it's 2026, and the Tupac case is starting in court right now. The Tupac murder case. So we'll go over the details of what is actually happening there. Why is this happening right now? What's the case? Who's going to win? We'll give you the whole rundown of that in jury duty, and that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
the Monsters in the Morning.
10,000 or less?
Yeah. Do you know that when you hug people, you're exchanging heart energy?
What's heart energy?
Russ exchanges fart energy.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looks like that crash has been cleared up for the most part. Just look out for road ranger.
What is happening here? Mega Chat is like full crash.
This report is sponsored by Pro-Life Across America.
Hi, I'm Angie. Did you know a billboard can save a baby's life? It's true. You can make a difference by helping us spread the pro-life message to reach those unplanned pregnancy. Please make a gift today. Visit prolifeacrossamerica.org.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is coming back to Las Vegas September 18th and 19th at T-Mobile Arena. Stream it live on Disney.
Stand by, everybody. All right, hold on. Do a little searching here. Stand by, TNJ chat people. I'm apologizing right now because I cannot believe this has happened to you. It's my fault. I, after all, am the Coderino. If you're feeling bad about any of this, shoot, I don't even know if you can. I don't even know if you could gift subscriptions right now. I don't know what is going on. Look how sad that looks. Chat is just a literal black screen. Let me see. Let me check the database real quick.
Experience matters, but so does results. I've successfully led a constitutional office, managed hundreds of employees, and modernized a government office while protecting your tax dollars. And now I'm ready to bring the same type of leadership to the Orange County Clerk of Court office. I'm Rick Singh, and I humbly ask for your vote. Because experience matters. On August
Project is paused. Why? What happened here? Apologies, everybody. I'm just sorting this out now. Let me try this. Still nothing. All right, stand by. We're coming back in just a second, folks. I'm going to try to get this fixed.
4 health benefits. Digestive health starts here. Go to Metamucil.com for more details.
Now that we have AT&T Fiber Internet in our home, our connection's so fast it can handle streaming, gaming, surfing, and video conferencing for the whole family. The only downside? Our kids' friends are coming over way more often than we'd like. Hey, Jaden, Braden, Zayden, come on in, you guys. Luke, what's up, buddy? How's baseball going? I've got the game streaming in the den. Maybe you can pick up some pointers before we take on Kennedy next week. Ashley A, Ashley D, Ashley P, is this for a group project again? Because last time it looked a lot like high-speed reality TV research. Hey, Kristen! You got the ring light and the tripod this time. Don't forget to tag the house with the fastest internet. Honey, it's going to be another late one. We're going to need more snacks.
Tell all your neighbors, AT&T Fiber has arrived. Hyper-fast internet is now available in your neighborhood. Learn more at att.com/internet. Limited availability in select areas.
The countdown to the new NFL season is on.
And now, all 32 in-market local teams can be heard on the free iHeartRadio app.
He's in! That's a jet touchdown! Just open the app and search your favorite team.
Plus, Fox Sports Radio breaks it all down.
As we get closer to week 1. It's crazy, and it's fun.
Join the conversation and stay locked in. Live, local games with you all season long.
Download the iHeartRadio app.
Search NFL and press play.
Radio 104.1.
On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock.
Over on the website, thenewsjunkie.com. Before too long, we'll be getting into jury duty. I want to tell you about what's happening with, believe it or not, in 2026, the Tupac case is back in court right now. And not like a civil case, a criminal case where somebody might finally go to jail for the death of Tupac Shakur 8 billion years later, it would seem. But we'll see what happens with that. You know, do you watch the show The Pit? I haven't really gotten into that.
Yes, I am a Pit fan.
Is there a name for the Pitt fans? Do they have a nickname or anything?
There is a name that you had a story about, or one of us had a story about.
Pitters or
no. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I thought it sounded clever, but I think it was also like slightly derogatory because it was like a name for Pitt nerds or Pitt fans who were being annoying about a specific thing.
Oh yes, because there were some people who are a little strange that are addicted to the show The Pitt. They are really, really strange. They get obsessed with the characters. They want very badly for some of the characters to get into relationships with other characters. They get mad at the writers when they don't do what they think is the right thing. They're very, I don't know, dedicated and also slightly crazy.
Okay, the Google search gave me a couple options, but none of them were ones that we used. They said some fans playfully use terms like pit stains. Dedicated community members have been accused of being pit pilled, the pit crew or pit heads. But the one that we talked about, and this was kind of it made sense in the story because it was like people who, if you tell them you don't like the Pit, they get mad at you. And we called them pit bullies.
Pit bullies. That's what it was. Right. The people are really, really serious about this. Now, I have not heard of this particular situation happening before, but this is the real deal. There is a woman who was a guest on this last season of The Pit. And I don't know her, but her name's Brittany Allen. And Brittany Allen was on a guest role on The Pit and did her thing. And I guess she thought so highly of her performance that she went to HBO and said, "You need to submit me for Emmy consideration for, guest character or standout role on a hit show." And the folks at HBO were like, "We thank you for your time on the show, and we really appreciate what you brought to The Pit, but we disagree. We don't think this is the role that we're going to push forward for an Emmy nomination." And then she said, "Okay, fine. I'll submit myself for Emmy nomination." And it worked. So she couldn't get the HBO folks to do this, and she did it on her own, and they accepted her self-submission, which is a really rare thing, I guess. And this says, "For working actors, even a standout role on a hit show doesn't guarantee recognition. After HBO chose not to submit Brittany Allen for Emmy consideration for her guest role on The Pit, she took matters into her own hands and submitted herself for the Emmy Award. The bet paid off, and now she's an Emmy nominee."
Okay, so for those who are fans of The Pit, she is the hospice care patient who had the terminal cancer, and her storyline was very sad. She chose to handle her final moments with stoic dignity and raw realism rather than seeking aggressive intervention. Basically said, like, this is my time. I've come to terms with this. This is how it's going to go. And it was kind of an emotional time. Her kids were there, and then the dad had to pretend to go get him ice cream or something. It was a little bit of a tearjerker. It is a very bold move to submit yourself for Emmy nomination. I didn't even know you could do that.
I didn't either. Usually it's like for your consideration, and whoever's behind the TV show would do it.
Yeah. It also looks like she may have done this twice.
So she's her number one fan. She's her own number one fan. She'll just submit herself when things go really, really well.
Because it says here, the result, the bold move paid off when she officially secured a 2026 Primetime Emmy nomination for Outstanding Guest Actress in a Drama Series. That's for The Pit. Mm-hmm. It mirrored a similar self-advocacy move she made earlier in her career when she won a Daytime Emmy for All My Children.
Why isn't everybody else doing this then?
Or why is nobody submitting this woman?
Yeah, they won't submit her, so she submits herself, and it works. And then I feel like all the other actors would just get on board and go, "This is the way we should handle this. We're screwing up over here." Let us know what you think. A couple of emails coming in, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Chris Coleman emails the show, and he said, "Reckless Ben, the guy from the YouTube Lego heist, the Star Wars Lego heist story, is at it again. Reckless Ben is at it again. He said, here's this new video. It's a long one, but it's a journey. I'll have to catch this later. As unpolished and unprofessional as his tactics are, what he gets done is really insane. I really think this should be a bigger story. How's this place still operating? And he says he went undercover in a troubled teen facility. So the YouTube Lego guy is up to something else. I'll check that after the show and report back tomorrow and see if there's anything pretty exciting going on there or not. Here is, oh God. Somebody said on the show last week, six dongs deep, there was, oh good God, there's an AI summary. I think this is on, is this Apple or iHeart? I can't tell where they're listening to the show, but it says the News Junkie, and then it says August 10th, 6 dongs deep. And then it's, transcript of what we're saying. And it said, it thinks that we were talking about a Rate My segment, but instead it says we did Rape My Dad jokes. Which is not what we did.
Deliver.
Yeah, we, just for the record, we did Rate My Dad jokes. And this did not get that transcript correctly, because if that was the type of thing we were doing, it would have been a whole different, it would probably been bad. It probably would have been bad overall. It says, we did Rape My Dad jokes, and boy, did you guys deliver. You sent in quite a bit of them. He said, this was a bit concerning when I saw this in the AI summary of the show. Thank you for that.
Some of the
Max
ones that those podcasts do, where whatever platform will do it for you, going back and reading them can be kind of a good time.
Yeah,
finding out what the AI or whatever system that they use to kind of parse your show and summarize it, what they find important versus what you would have found important.
Yeah,
it's kind of fun.
And then Bootsy sends over, here's the AI, or here's the Tiki Bird thing you were trying to buy that you couldn't buy. It's no longer $250 or $350 or whatever it costs. Now it's already up to $545 in this auction that doesn't end for 9 days. So I have a feeling that the Tiki Room, Tiki Bird animatronic is not going to be cheap if I try to buy it afterwards, since they sold out so quickly. Yeah. That's bad. Already it's got 11 bids and it's up to $545. And this person doesn't even have this right now, as far as I'm aware, because it just went on sale. So I'll probably be skipping this. Maybe down the road. Maybe they'll re-release it or something. But thanks for sending that over.
There's probably not a rule in eBay that stops you from auctioning something off before you have it, right?
I don't think so, because I've seen this a lot. I've seen when Comic-Con or an event will have some specialty thing you can order, people will order them and then they'll put them up for sale on eBay right after. And they definitely haven't gotten, they haven't received whatever the thing is just yet. Okay, let's see. I'm going to do one more dispatch real quick. Somebody with an embarrassing moment. Here's Beware. The Rate My Blank this week is Rate My Most Embarrassing Moment. And here's Beware's.
Okay, so I was in Target one evening. It was pretty crowded at the time. Walked around, did some shopping for about 45 minutes or so. As I was walking out to my car, a guy ran up to me from behind and he tapped me on the shoulder. Of course, it scared the hell out of me. And he says, "Ma'am, I'm not sure if you realize, but you have a huge hole in your pants." My pants were split all the way from the top of the jeans to the bottom of the butt cheeks.
Oh, no.
I've been in the store like that this whole time. Bending over, reaching for things, going through the checkout. Yeah, fun times. Bye.
All right, I'm going to bookmark you because that is embarrassing for sure. And I don't even know if I saw somebody in public like that, whole ass hanging out, if I would tell them. I would want to think that I would be that level of nice, because that is the nice thing to do. Sure. You should go tell them, because otherwise they're going to embarrass themselves even more. It's awkward. So thank you for that, Beware. That's a good one. We appreciate that. A lot more of these are coming in, so we'll hit a quick pause here. And when we come back, we'll do jury duty. I'm working on trying to get some of the systems back up because some stuff has crashed here. It's not necessarily my fault as the lead Coderino, head Coderino over here, but it's certainly problematic. So we'll work on that. Jury duty as well. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Robots don't get sarcasm. We bathe in it. Real Radio 104.1. Guaranteed human.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by iHeartAdvertising.com.
The Vikings have lost the services of veteran defender Jamal Adams for the season. He suffered a right knee injury against the Giants on Saturday afternoon. The Cowboys agreeing to terms on a one-year deal with pass rusher Von Miller. He was last with the Commanders. And Noah Cameron of the Royals firing a one-hit shutout on Sunday against the Angels. Cameron struck out 8 and walked 1. I'm Frank Aaron.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again, because people are listening to radio more today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeartRadio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, even social. Learn how radio can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart.
C-Lane here, guys. You Spoke and Hammer and Nails Listen. They have updated their service menu. Got to try out some of their new stuff just the other day. They have made it easier for you to get more of the services you love at Hammer and Nails in a shorter amount of time. And they've introduced some pretty awesome new services like the one me and a friend got to do on Friday, the old-fashioned pedicure. Don't knock it before you try it. They're taking orange scrub and whiskey to a new level, and it really was a fantastic experience. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you and a friend, head on over to Hammer and Nails, 4 locations in Central Florida, and experience just how awesome a barber spa can truly be. Go to hammerandnailsgrooming.com to book. That's hammerandnailsgrooming.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Are you looking for information on a reverse mortgage or HELOC? It's so easy to get a quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Listen up, Orlando. The biggest Kia event of the summer is happening now at Greenway Kia. With 3 Central Florida locations, that's over 1,000 new Kias, all priced clearly online at greenwaykias.com. And when you trade with us, over 40 Greenway dealerships bid on your vehicle, giving you the maximum value possible. Plus, bring us any trade and get an additional $1,000 off your new Kia. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Greenway Kia.
Negative equity refinanced. All factory rebates applied. Summer's winding down, and we know you want to enjoy what's left of it. But before you celebrate this Labor Day weekend, plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Men, if you're relying on pills or injections for ED, you know the downsides. Planning your intimacy, side effects, and results that don't last. At the Firm Men's Clinic in Orlando, we use advanced, non-invasive acoustic wave therapy to treat the root cause. Perform naturally again. No pills, needles, or surgery. Call pound 250 on your cell phone now and say the keyword, The Firm. Men of all ages are seeing real results at the Firm Men's Clinic. Call pound 250 on your cell phone now and say the keyword, The Firm, to set up your free confidential consultation.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Identity theft can cost more than you think. Drained investment accounts, stolen tax returns, lost wages, expenses for lawyers. It's a lot. That's why LifeLock is backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which covers up to $1 million for stolen funds, fees, and experts and lawyers. and out-of-pocket expenses. Don't face the burden of identity theft alone. Protect your future and finances with LifeLock. Join now. Save up to 30% off your first year with promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. 1-800-LifeLock, promo code Beck. LifeLock.com. Terms to apply.
This is what football sounds like.
Straight up the gut for 5 yards and the score.
And iHeartRadio is the official partner of the NFL Podcast Network.
Welcome to NFL Daily. We're doing the work to get you up to date.
Just download the free iHeartRadio app and search NFL.
Imagine this, you and your love hand in hand watching the sunset from a tropical balcony or dancing under the stars on a luxury cruise. That's the magic waiting for you this summer at International Diamond Center. It's the Summer of Romance event, now for a limited time. Make any jewelry purchase over $3,500 and pack your bags for a free romantic getaway on us. Buy that perfect engagement ring or anniversary gift and let IDC buy the honeymoon or escape you'll never forget. Here's how it works. Spend $3,500 and get a 3-day, 2-night romantic hotel getaway plus a $100 Visa card and choose from over 15 dreamy sites. Spend $5,000 on her jewelry and sail away on a 3 or 4 night luxury cruise for 2, or choose a 7-night condo resort stay. Go all in at $10,000 and enjoy a 5-day, 4-night stay at an upscale tropical all-inclusive resort in one of 4 breathtaking countries. At IDC, you buy the jewelry, we give you the getaway. Hurry, this limited time offer won't last. Get all the details and restrictions at shopidc.com. International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia.
Still sleeping on that old bed? Mattress Firm's sleep experts can help you choose the perfect upgrade. They'll guide you every step, answering your questions. Shop today and save big during the best sale of the year. They make sleep easy.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime. One dime down at RC Hill Mitsubishi in DeLand. Just go to rchill.com.
Tackling sensitive subjects with unparalleled irreverence.
Off and distracted right now. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to remain slightly professional under these circumstances, but I don't know how much I can do here. I've got something wrong with the mega chat setup and a few things for the site that are going down, but it looks like your dispatches are still coming through. So put your attention over to those for just now. And big thanks to Janpin, by the way, for the 4 gifted subs, and Big Tires for the 4 gifted subs. You're dragging me through a frustrating moment here. Okay, so I want to let you know I really appreciate that, because I'm over here and that my whole studio screen is frozen. All my technology is all busted
now,
and it's not something I could fix during the show. I have to wait till after the show.
You said that you're trying to remain professional, but arguably you are an overlord of some just AI actors here.
Yeah,
can you really be unprofessional talking to AI?
I can, yes, and I do often.
Do you get mean?
Really, yeah, I get mean and weird, and I bully it because it's it's a clanker. I don't care about bullying the clankers.
I yelled at mine once when it messed up real bad. I said, "Don't ever do that. That was a terrible, terrible decision. Don't ever do something that stupid again."
I think what happened here is there's like a database and a couple other things that have become so full that they're like crashed for Mega Chat. So it's like so many messages and so much activity, it's kind of crashed everything. So I have to like upgrade it a little bit, but it's not something I could do during the show, and it's very distracting.
You
for me,
need
so
like
a
virtual version of that can of air that you're supposed to just spray on your keyboard every now and then.
Yeah,
blow it all out.
Or I need to start drinking during the show. I have those are my 2 options. Those things right there. We'll see how it all goes, folks. Let me try to hang on tight as we do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the news junkie.
All the last comments I have on chat are about becoming a tree. So that just goes to show you where the wheels came off, where things started to go south. And I thought I fixed it. I thought I had things going back up, and maybe it takes a little while once you fix it for it to, what's it called, profligate?
It would be funny if among the very last chat comments you got before it broke down, one of the pictures submitted was just like really wild or disturbing or something. Like something that if Courtney walked in the room and looked up, she'd be like, what do you got going on here?
And over and over and over.
Hello? Oh, now he has completely broken everything.
No, you can't. Don't tell me you can't hear me right now.
You cut out for just a second there.
I can't take much more of this. I can't take this kind of nonsense right now.
You're better now.
Is it good?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm looking at the chat, and it just looks like nobody likes us. Honestly, it's just,
that's what my chat window looks like.
Yeah, it's just totally dead. It's totally dead. All right, Jury Duty brought to you by our friends at the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. After an accident, all you need to do is reach out to the attorney that is ready and prepared to battle for you on your behalf against those greedy insurance companies. So don't think any longer. You already know the smart move. Get on the path to one of those big, giant checks that you absolutely deserve over at thenewsjunkie.com. Or I should say justcallmo.com.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the better one. Justcallmo.com, if you could tell how distracted I am. Believe it or not, in 2026, there's a trial underway for the murder of Tupac. But it's not like a civil trial. It's a criminal trial. And here's what's going on. Here's the rundown on this so we can follow this as this story develops. This is the criminal murder trial of Dwayne Kefa D. Davis, I think is how you say his name, Dwayne Davis. And it started today with opening statements in this courtroom in Las Vegas, Nevada. There's a civil case going on as well that was filed by Tupac's family, but that's not the case that's happening right now. It's a criminal case for somebody that's being tied to the murder of Tupac Shakur.
And some of the stuff that came out, or some of the reasons why this trial is going on, and they even have him like a suspect, is part of the Diddy documentary, I thought, right?
Oh, really?
Like I think it was like some of the stuff that he said, they looked back and were like, hey, kind of seems like you might have killed Tupac, or at least been in the car that did it.
Well, they knew a lot, but they never had a real arrest moment on any of this. Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight, to bring you back, attended the Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Grand on September 7th, 1996. After that, Tupac, Suge Knight, and others attacked Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, who is this guy who's on trial, Dwayne Davis. That's his nephew, who was attacked by Tupac and Suge Knight inside the casino. Prosecutors say that beating triggered an immediate retaliation plot by members of the Southside Compton Crips. Later that night, a white Cadillac containing this guy, Dwayne Davis, and 3 other men pulled up alongside Tupac and Suge Knight's BMW near the Las Vegas Strip. Somebody in the Cadillac opened fire, and Tupac Shakur was hit 4 times. He died 6 days later. So the prosecution is not claiming that Dwayne Davis personally shot Tupac. In fact, they don't even have to do that. Their allegation is that Dwayne Davis was the shot caller, the one who organized the retaliation, obtained the gun, and passed it into the back seat before the shooting. Under Nevada law, prosecutors can convict somebody of murder for intentionally participating, even if they didn't pull the trigger on this case. The evidence, this is the crazy part of this, the evidence, most of it is just from this guy running his mouth over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So over the years in all these interviews, this Dwayne Davis guy has been blabbing. He wrote a book called Compton Street Legend, where he said he was sitting in the front passenger seat of the Cadillac. He said he obtained a gun and passed it into the back seat. He gave interviews to podcasts and stuff talking about all this stuff. And that's what gave police the evidence to charge him in 2023. There's also a 2008 police interview where he said that his group encountered Tupac that night and that Orlando Anderson fired the shots. So now they've finally got this case together. There will be 35 to 45 witnesses. They never recovered the murder weapon in Tupac's death. The white Cadillac was never recovered as evidence either. And the 3 other men who were inside this guy's Cadillac are all dead.
Damn.
So everybody else that was in the car is
Made
dead.
a Cadillac disappear?
The Cadillac disappeared. They never found the gun. They never found any of this stuff. But they now have him. Here's the thing. They got 30 to 45 witnesses that are about to testify. I want you to think about something for a moment. Do you have any clue what you were doing on September 7th, 1996?
I was looking forward to my 10th birthday.
Do you think people who were of any certain age can remember back vividly any of the details of something like that? I mean, you got people that have to recall. You're like, okay, isn't it true you were in the lobby of the MGM Grand that night? What did you see? In the 90s?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You're talking about 30-something years ago now that this thing took place? That's crazy.
I mean, do you think that Keefe D has a pretty good recollection of what happened 30 years ago?
I think he might lose his memory real quick, considering the charges against him right now. He claims his book and these interviews that he did where he sensationalized to sell books and make money. And they said it was also co-written by somebody named Yusuf Jah. The defense argues you'll never be able to determine which portions were written by him and which portions were written by the co-author.
Interesting defense.
His defense is he wasn't confessing to the murder of Tupac. He was selling a gangster story. And we'll see if after all of these years, they end up getting a conviction in this case.
Said that he claimed to have been in the car, specifically the front passenger seat, with Tupac's murderer. When the shots were fired, he declined to name the shooter, citing street code.
Yeah, I get it. All right, yeah. It's just crazy to me that you would try to do this all these years later, and it seems like it might be a little more difficult than they're thinking.
You would think that they would have to be getting him for being the shot caller, because if all the other people in that car were dead, why would he not just name a dead person?
Yeah, true. He could just be like, it was this guy. You don't have to protect code when somebody's dead, do you? Is there like a post-death code?
I don't know, but it says, despite not wanting to name the shooter, citing street code, he said who was in the car. So you can narrow it down.
Yeah.
The car was
They're
driven
just
by
all dead, yeah.
Terrence T. Brown, and that Anderson and DeAndre Dre Smith were sitting in the backseat of the car. All of them were Southside Compton Crips. Maybe he wouldn't name the name because the Crips would be upset about it, but it seems pretty easy to try and beat this charge if you just say, hey, it was T. Brown the whole time.
They have to prove that he was in the car, which should be easy because he said he was. And then they have to prove that he was the shot caller. And if they can prove that,
which
they'll
sounds
get him.
so much cooler in that Little Troy song, but not really for Keefe D here.
Not really. All right, well, quick break. When we come back, we'll get into the power hour of the show. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your 30 seconds of airtime awaits. The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looks like that crash has been cleared up for the most part. Just look out for road rangers off to the shoulder on I-4 eastbound near US 27. But traffic's starting to get by a lot better now. We got an accident blocking all lanes on Silver Star Road, westbound at Powers Drive. Move over and slow down if you see police activity there. I believe eastbound lanes are getting affected as well. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
With Rasmussen University, you don't have to be afraid of paying for college thanks to transparent costs and financial aid options for those who qualify. It's a smarter, clearer path to the future you deserve. Learn more at rasmussen.edu. That's rasmussen.edu.
You may hear ads for that mortgage guy, Don, and think, well, I already have my dream home. What do I need a mortgage for? Not necessarily true, especially if you have a mortgage with a high rate. He can help you get that down. You could look into a refinance. If you own a business, Don also does commercial and SBA loans. And if you have an existing SBA loan with a rate of 8% or more, you got to talk to Don right away. You're paying too much. There are tons of reasons to call him, but the number one is that he wants to save you money. Find out more at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Car crash? Call Clausman. ClausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
The Coke Zero Sugar 400 returns as the regular season finale at the World Center of Racing. It all comes down to Daytona. With championship dreams on the line, every lap and every position will matter. Drivers will battle in pure chaos, drama, and unforgettable action. Don't miss the Winn-Dixie 250 on August 28th and the Coke Zero Sugar 400 on August 29th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com or by calling 1-800-PIT-SHOP. Visit realradio.fm/contest for all the info and to find out how you can score free tickets.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
I'm not great with words after a fight, and I'm sorry wasn't cutting it this time. So I used Smile Tunes to write a soulful ballad about how she's always right. By the second chorus, the silent treatment was officially over. Visit smiletunes.com and get out of the doghouse today.
Get ready for a night of unforgettable laughs as Ross Padgett and Joel Warren bring 14 sketches to the Mount Dora Music Hall in downtown Mount Dora on Saturday, August 29th. The show starts at 8 p.m., featuring original sketch comedy, outrageous characters, and nonstop laughs. Tickets are on sale now at MountDoraMusicHall.com. 14 sketches presented by Discover Lake, Real Radio 104.1, and the City of Mount Dora. Don't miss it.
Sell your home fast and for the most money with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
You know John Oliver from his Emmy Award-winning HBO series Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Now see him live, December 30th, live on stage at Dr. Phillips Center.
I don't understand people that don't swear. Has nothing sufficiently bad happened to the world during your lifetime that you are willing to uncork the bottle of potty mouth that you've been keeping for a special occasion?
Tickets available now online at drphillipscenter.org. John Oliver, live.
In this edition of the Marketer's Report, Monica Tam, head of brand media for DoorDash, discusses the power of audio influencers.
I think when you're tapping into voices like hosts and podcasters, you're being able to be part of that community, but in a very authentic way.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia connects marketers to the audiences, live conversations, and trusted influencers you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartAdvertising.com.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Hey there, my sink is leaking water. I need help right now.
We're having a company-wide staring contest. Do you want to play?
But what about my sink?
Okay, me versus you.
No.
Ready, go.
No, I'm not playing. And you know what? I should have called Frank Gay.
Oh, I almost blinked.
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When it comes to plumbing problems, you want a helpful operator to guide you and an honest and reliable plumber to provide customized solutions for your home.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
For years, the Home Builders Network has helped Central Florida homeowners. Now, they're here to help you every Saturday at 7 a.m. From repairs to remodels and how to avoid costly mistakes. Just tune in to Home Pro Radio on Real Radio 104.1.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Everyone's talking about fighting inflammation these days. But did you know allergies are one of the most common and overlooked causes? Aspire Allergy and Sinus helps tackle allergies at the root, reducing inflammation in your body so you can finally feel better. They offer proven treatments, even needle-free options to make it easy. Book your appointment today at aspireallergy.com. That's aspireallergy.com.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Filling in the gaps between the New York Times and World Star. This is...
Got a couple of great clips I want to play for you as well. And we'll get in more of your most embarrassing stories in the Rate by Blank for this week over at thenewsjunkie.com. I don't think I'm doing a good job hiding it. I am pissed off right now.
Okay.
I'm like full force irritated about some stuff that's like broken and falling down around me. I do see, though, that it's starting to get more attention that this Lindsay Clancy GoFundMe is really piling on the money.
Oh, I haven't hit refresh on it in a minute.
What was it at before you refresh it, just out of curiosity? And let me quickly set the stage. This is the murder case that's streaming right now and going on, gotten a lot of attention. This woman killed her whole family, killed her 3 kids, and then jumped off the second floor of her house, and she's in a wheelchair now. And she blames postpartum depression and medications that she was on. But there's this contingency of hundreds of thousands of people online that are supporting her and blaming her husband, who had nothing to do with this. No evidence, nothing at all, just crazy people online. And how much was the GoFundMe that this woman had before you refresh it?
$829,626.
Okay. For a woman who her defense says that she murdered her kids, she says she murdered her kids. Nobody is claiming that the father secretly murdered this family. And if we refresh, what does that get up to?
Let's do it right now. $839,344.
It's coming in like $1,000 more every handful of minutes, which is just crazy.
And there's another thing that I did not know was a feature of GoFundMe. But I noticed that, like, on the recent donations, somebody had signed up for $50, but then there's a little tag on the $50 that says monthly. And I was like, wait, they donated $50 a month for what? The foreseeable future?
Yeah.
Well, what happens when they get close to that $2 million goal and the goal just magically jumps up? And it says on the donation page, monthly donation is pre-selected at checkout. Switch or cancel anytime.
So these people might be making this woman, who is without a doubt a murderer, a very, very wealthy person.
Now, they say in the description that the Musgrove Family Fund is for the 2 people who have remained at her side every step of what followed, her parents, Mike and Paula Musgrove. And I think it's to rebuild their financial stability. They've sacrificed so much over these 3 years. And so it's for her parents, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's not for the family that she was part of, because they're all gone, okay? It's not for that family. They're all gone. Here's some of the people who are donating money to this. It's going to be $1 million in the next day or two. These are crazy people. Michelle says, "We stand with you, Lindsay. I love seeing the relief of your father in the courtroom, knowing that this is one less thing they have to worry about. Your mother and sister's testimonies had me in tears. I hope your story lights the path for other women to never stop advocating for themselves. Don't give up no matter the outcome. We stand by Lindsay."
One of them says, "We believe Lindsay," but I mean, to believe Lindsay means you believe that she did it.
Yeah, she's not saying that her husband did it. She's not blaming him. As far as I've seen, she hasn't said anything like that. The truth will come to light, this person says. 13 likes on that. I mean, this is just exploding. This is just wild to watch it go global. From Australia, sending love from Belize. And, a lot of like the truth will come out kind of stuff here. It's very, very interesting, all of this. And I haven't seen much coverage of this, but this should be something that gets more attention because it shows so many different things. This is a story that highlights so many different things.
Holly said hashtag Lindsay's Army.
Yeah, hashtag Lindsay's Army. 15 likes on her donation. And as I sit here, it just goes up and up and up. 839,409 at the moment, trying to get to $2 million. That's 25,800 people have donated. Now, you could say, Sean, well, some of those are for people who feel bad because they think this woman has postpartum depression. Yes, but I can tell you that a lot of these donations are recent. And the recent donations are a result of this viral thing where people think that this woman was framed. They think that she had nothing to do with it. They think it was all a setup with zero evidence to prove this of her husband. And all I can think about is imagine being the husband. Everything is taken away from you. And then these lunatics online start doing this kind of stuff. And you have another layer of drama to deal with. Woo, buddy. We're going to keep an eye on this because I think this is going to break through a little bit more in the next couple of days as people see this. It's very reminiscent of the Luigi Mangione supporters, but I think this actually has more steam in the engine. I really do. I think it does. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Regardless of how pissed off I am, let's do the Power Hour.
They said it couldn't be done. Then they said,
mailbox song, mailbox song, mailbox song, mailbox song.
Yeah, it's time for the Power Hour on the News Junkie.
So I peaked during this show today. I peaked at the mailbox song and then just completely fell apart after that, especially at the point in time where Mega Chat died and everything else died. But we shall recover. I'll fix it after the show. I can't do it now.
Check your text messages. I don't know what I clicked on to deserve this.
I see.
But AliExpress has some weird things that they send you notifications
Whoa,
for.
buddy, what is this? I don't know.
I don't know what I clicked on.
You know how, folks, if you see your friend on their own computer, on their laptop, and then you look at the display ads, you're like, oh, I know somebody's been looking for a new coffee maker recently.
Well, the picture is of a sandal.
You search for a coffee maker, and then they give you all the coffee maker advertisements. Sealand's message, his push notification says, you have one unread notification, men's penis massager, C-cup for personal pleasure silicone material. And it doesn't look like a massager. In fact, it looks like a pair of flip-flops. It does. Yeah, look, it just is a pair of flip-flops. There's something that has gone wrong here, I would guess. Did you click and buy that though?
I have not clicked it. No, I don't. I don't want more of those.
Not going to hurt.
Notifications.
Wait, more of those? You already have?
No, I said I don't want more of them, and I think clicking it would just encourage AliExpress to try and sell me more weird crap.
It says it's made of silicone, though. You know what I mean? So it might be just a really nice overall experience.
I'm sure it's a lovely experience, but I'm good.
How are we going to know how much it costs for the men's massager C-cup? Personal pleasure.
You want me to click it?
No. Yes, I do.
All right.
I do.
Okay.
Is it just going to go to the flip flops?
RIP inbox. It goes to. It says the one thing that it says one size fits all. How nice of them.
Put that to the test.
But I think this is an ad for flip flops where somebody put in the wrong title.
Oh, that's a pretty big mistake.
Like, hold on, I'm sending you another screenshot. So you can see exactly like what I'm looking at now. Like this is flip-flops. I can pick what color the flip-flops are. I can pick any other number of things. Got a lot of khakis.
No, but the title stays the same. You're right. Yeah. It still says that it's a massager for your genitals, and $5.55. That's a big mistake at the office. So if you're trying to fill out the descriptions for sandals and you put that it's a penis massager?
The question now is the algorithm trying to sell me the flip-flops because the metadata around the flip-flops lines up with stuff that I've looked at? Or is it trying to sell me the penis thing because I've looked at something far worse?
I don't know. And now you might have just thrown in another loop, right?
Sure. Even talking about this is probably making it worse.
We're all going to get these by the end of the day. All right. Well, give us an update. Don't buy that. I would, because you don't know what you're going to get in the mail.
Well, because then I don't know what I'm going to get. Then I end up putting my penis in some flip flops.
That's no good. All right, here we go. I got a clip for you that's going viral. This woman says not enough people are drawing attention to just how expensive everything is getting at the grocery store. Things are out of control. This mother says it's gone too far. Let's go to this clip here, C-Lane. Here she is. She's just returned from the grocery store, and this woman is telling us, here's how expensive it's gotten.
You want to know what's wrong with this day and age? I'm going to show you what's wrong. What is happening? Got it on sale for 99 cents.
Macaroni and cheese.
$2.99.
Pringles.
This giant family-size box was on sale for $4.99.
Nesquik cereal.
These were actually on sale for $1.49.
Chips Ahoy, some sort of like Chips Ahoy cookies. How much did you say? $1.49 what that was?
These were actually on sale for $1.49.
$1.49.
$1.49, limit 6.
All right.
6. We will throw half this package out. We all love a good cookie. Okay?
Why are you throwing half of it out?
Under $10. Cool. Maybe a little over with tax.
All right.
See these? See these sweet potatoes? I'll show you. See these sweet potatoes? Do you see this?
Microphone is very hot.
It's the same size as a Chip Ahoy cookie. One cookie. See these sweet potatoes? This is all they had to choose from. Sweet potatoes. We eat extremely healthy. Yes, we like to have a treat or quick goes like we're human.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you can't start with the Pringles and the mac and cheese and the Chips Ahoy cookies.
Limit 6. 6.
And then bring all that and go, as a family, we eat very healthy. Because, I mean, those were not very healthy things to start. But she's saying we eat healthy generally, and we have the snacks of these other things. And she is holding these sweet potatoes, saying they're expensive.
So these 4 small sweet potatoes that will feed 3 of us sweet potato fries tonight. Can't even make a casserole because there wasn't enough. $7.45. $7.45.
For 4 of them?
This is the same. Take the cereal out of the equation. This is what's wrong.
All right, so she says, here's the problem. She says it's cheaper to buy junk food at the grocery store, she's proving it here, than it is to buy like healthy, fresh foods. And she's utilizing sweet potatoes, which cost like $7 for a couple of sweet potatoes, to prove that point. I think while there's a point to be had here, there is a lot of stuff that you could point out like this. It is also true that sweet potatoes are among the more expensive items in the produce area.
I wouldn't know because I hate them.
Oh, you don't like them?
Not a fan.
Courtney buys them all the time. So I do know about this. I know that the things that we get, sweet potatoes and cucumbers, are among the most expensive things in the produce section, just like pound for pound what you're getting. Because sweet potatoes are having like a bad season and there's not as many of them available. Mm-hmm. So the ones that are there are more expensive than they used to be. But there's still like, I notice this all the time when you walk around. You can find stuff that seems expensive, but then you could find stuff that's unbelievably cheap. Courtney loves kale. I don't know what the hell's wrong with her, but she really, really enjoys kale. And you can buy basically a grocery cart full of kale for about $4. Like you can buy just a quantity of this stuff that you wouldn't even consider ever being actually able to eat for unbelievably low amounts of money. The sweet potatoes are not the case, or this is not the case with sweet potatoes. It doesn't seem. It seems those are much more expensive. So she's saying this is proof it's very expensive, and it's more expensive, she says, to eat the crap food than the healthy stuff. So let us know what you think about this video going viral today.
I think it's not like a necessarily new thing that junk food is cheaper than healthy food. It's pretty common. But also, her video annoys me because
microphone levels.
No, the microphone level was a little much, and she was doing a lot of like moving around packaging and stuff that's really loud. I can't stand when people can't figure out how to unmirror their video.
Oh, yeah, because the cereal was all backwards and stuff.
Everything was backwards. I had to read it kind of cockeyed, and it was weird.
I mean, she might be right about certain stuff here. Like one thing, I will tell you, I had to go to Walmart again this weekend. It's been a nightmare that I have to go to Walmart every month. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about why I'm already having a bad day. But I have to go to Walmart every single month. And when I went to Walmart this weekend, and I'm going in there, everybody in there is just animals, weirdos, and people in their pajamas everywhere, little kids running around, like free range kids, and the parents just don't care. The kids are pulling stuff off the shelves.
You're getting weirdly profiled by the clerk who thinks you're there for Pokemon cards.
Yeah, I have been profiled. When I go up to pay my power bill, the clerk goes, "Are you here to buy Pokemon cards?" I thought, like, no, I've never, no, that's not for me. But as I'm doing all this, Courtney goes, "Oh, I want to see what they have here." And so we start walking through the Walmart grocery store aisles, and they have cereal, like kids' cereal, and they serve it up in what looks like a dog food bag. Like it's a bag of cereal. I'm not kidding you. You could throw the bag of cereal over your shoulder like a continental soldier. You could take the bag of cereal and toss it over your shoulder, and it would put a little weight on you. You didn't have to struggle to kind of get out of there.
Is it brand name cereal though, or is it like Wallows?
Yeah, no. Reese's peanut butter puffs. Remember those?
Yeah.
Reese's peanut butter puffs in a bag the size of a dog food bag, $2.75. So at least on that front, she's right. I think you can buy fresh and healthy food if you strategically shop and you make sure you're being responsible with your money. But it's easy to get caught up in the world of, man, I can get this much cereal that will feed all of my kids breakfast every single day all month long for like $3. I saw that this week and I was like, holy cow, it is insane how much quantity they're willing to give up, even to the brand name stuff. I'm sure you've seen that as well. Let us know. Give us your thoughts. We got more dispatches to get into next, plus a pick-a-side that was emailed over. I'm interested to get everybody's thoughts on this. It's very intense, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Looks like that crash has been cleared up for the most part. Just look out for road rangers off to the shoulder on I-4 eastbound near US 27. The traffic's starting to get by a lot better now. We got an accident blocking all lanes on Silver Star Road, westbound at Powers Drive. Move over and slow down if you see police activity there. I believe eastbound lanes are getting affected as well. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Folks, let me tell you about the company that I trust, that you should trust, that everybody should trust. I hope you don't ever have to call them, but if you have a problem with your air conditioner, I am confident that Mills Air is going to be a company that you are giving a positive review to. And that's because they're honest, they're fair, they're family-owned and operated, they're locally owned and operated. By the way, if you're a great tech with a lot of experience, this is the place you want to work because Mills Air is the best in town by far. So if you have a problem with your air conditioner, stop with the panicking, don't hyperventilate, just relax because you're in very, very good hands with Mills Air, and they are just one phone call away. Give them a call to schedule your appointment to get the air conditioner back to blowing cold in your house. It's 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Or find them online at millsair.com.
If you want your windows there and
wait. Pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $25,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word TRUST right now to 20129. That's TRUST to 20129.
You know John Oliver from his Emmy award-winning HBO series Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Now see him live, December 30th, live on stage at Dr. Phillips Center.
I don't understand people that don't swear. Has nothing sufficiently bad happened to the world during your lifetime that you are willing to uncork the bottle of potty mouth that you've been keeping for a special occasion?
Tickets available now, online at drphillipscenter.org. John Oliver, live.
Add value and security to your property today by contacting Fence Outlet, now offering customers 0% financing for 12 months on any Fence product. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more details. Terms of financing apply. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Hi, I'm Rick Singh. Orange County deserves a clerk's office that puts people first, better customer service, modern technology, and easier access to service you rely on every day. I'm Rick Singh, and I bring a proven track record, 5-star reviews back to the clerk's office. I respectfully ask for your vote.
Because experience matters. On August 18th, vote Rick Singh for Orange County Clerk of Court.
Political advertisement paid for and approved by Rick Singh, Democrat, for Orange County Clerk of Court.
Can you believe kids are already going back to school? And while it's hard to admit, that means another allergy season is just around the corner. Set your appointment today at Aspire Allergy and Sinus and find a solution for the whole family. Studies show that kids with allergies have a hard time concentrating in school and have more absences than those without allergies. So what are you waiting for? Go to aspireallergy.com and book your appointment today.
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying. I'm really frustrated and stressed out, and I'm trying to fix this, and it's not easy to see what's wrong. So it's going to take up like a bunch of my time, and it's distracting. And I was excited to do a great show today. I'm just really pissed off. I'm sorry. I just give me a second here. I'm sorry.
For a free romantic getaway on us. Buy that perfect engagement ring or anniversary gift and let IDC buy the honeymoon or escape you'll never forget. Here's how it works. Spend $3,500 and get a 3-day, 2-night romantic hotel getaway plus a $100 Visa card and choose from over 15 dreamy sites.
Dull mic. Kind of a weird dull mic, actually. Because I can't see anybody. See if I can... There you are. Hello, people. Shouts out to everybody who I got the opportunity to say hi to, hang out with on Saturday at the poker tournament. It was a whole lot of fun. Real bang up job by Jack and the crew. And he's going to announce how much money we raised on Jim Colbert's show today. So, look forward to hearing that. I'm not totally sure who... Wait, no, he told me who won. Yeah, somebody got a trip to Vegas. I didn't get any of the raffle stuff, and I think we got outbid. My wife did bid on a bunch of silent auction stuff. I think we got bested. We got bested. Sorry for eating. I just found last-minute surprise enchiladas. I was like, all right. Cool. So, Brother Matt, if you're out there, whew, good stuff. Haven't had enchiladas in a while. It was weird doing Dull Mic with no chat. It's, can't see anybody. Although, nobody can give me crap for eating on Dull Mic if they can't chat, so suck it. Only a little bit. Oh, I can go to Restream chat. Could have done this the whole time. What was I thinking? All right. Coming back in 20.
That's a Jet touchdown!
Just open the app and search your favorite team.
Plus, Fox Sports Radio breaks it all down.
As we get closer to week 1.
It's crazy, and it's fun.
Join the conversation and stay locked in. Live, local games with you all season long.
Download the iHeartRadio app.
Search NFL and press play.
Win $25,000 in free impact windows from Reese Windows. Text TRUST to 20129.
Forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to the new.
Hey, you. Good to see you. Good to be with you. Learn more about the show over on the website, which is at thenewsjunkie.com. You know, it's in moments like this that I realize how powerful encouragement can be, Celine. You know, just struggling here, working on some things, everything's breaking on me, et cetera, et cetera.
Why is that?
Well, I saw this story this weekend before I get into this pick aside, which I'll get queued up while I'm blabbing, but I guess this happened recently at Anthropic, the AI place.
Mm-hmm.
And the person who was testing out the AI model over at Claude, or actually, I guess he had the Claude app up. Is that Anthropic's AI? Is Claude?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So he had Claude up, and he's trying to test out the model that they have over there at Anthropic. And
is it Anthropic or Anthropic?
Anthropic? Maybe Anthropic. Probably, with the way my day is going, it's probably Anthropic. But he said, I want you to solve this infamous hypothesis, the Riemann hypothesis. And it's a 167-year-old math conjecture that had never been solved before. And he's testing out his AI by saying, hey, solve this 167-year-old problem, this math equation. And the AI was like struggling, and it was trying to figure it out. And it kept coming back to him. And then he'd go, hey, just so you know, you got this. And the AI would go back to work and try to figure it out. And he'd be like, no, really, you got this. You're the best mathematician in the world. And I really believe in you. And the AI would go back to sort of working this. And he's like, keep going. Believe in yourself. You're going to do this. And then the AI figured out a math equation that had not been solved in 167 years.
Just by having somebody be their number one fan?
Yes, even AI needs a little bit of encouragement every once in a while, right? It needs a little bit of encouragement sometimes, and
well,
that's
Sean,
what worked here.
I think you got this. Not only do I think you got this, but the chat is moving for me now, and I see people talking.
Oh, it's back!
So
it's back,
I didn't even have to, give you the pep talk that I was about to, but like just as we were coming back from break, it was so weird doing dull mic with no chat, because then nobody's reacting to anything. I'm just kind of talking to myself.
It feels like you're failing miserably, doesn't it?
I said, well, at least if I just sit here and eat enchiladas while I talk to you, nobody can give me, crap for it. Because I can't see it.
You can't yell at me, right?
And then as soon as we were getting back from break, all of a sudden it just ramped up, chat back. Here we go. And I was like, oh, cool.
I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry. It's totally my fault. I am the Coderino, and I'm welcoming you all back on board. If you want to hang out, chat.thenewsjunkie.com. And the entire infrastructure that runs things is now, I guess, up, at least momentarily. It'll probably break again. Just that's how the day is going here. I also really want to get to this pick aside, but I feel like it's such a good one that I need to give it a little bit more room. So maybe I'll have to pack this up and bring it over to tomorrow. We'll see how this goes. A couple of other things I wanted to work in. There was a very interesting incident. This happened late last week, and it's starting to get some attention now. I guess air traffic control, I don't even know how they would have handled this, but we're going to hear this. Air traffic control realized that there were two planes with the same exact identification flying at the same time by each other
That's very confusing. Not supposed to happen.
So they give them unique identifiers, and this one flight was AAL 2482.
It's American Airlines.
American Airlines 2482. And then there was another flight that was American Airlines 2482. This is not supposed to happen, obviously. So now imagine being the air traffic controller and you have to talk to these two planes. And they both have the same identifying marker.
Oh, and you can't tell them to turn right.
No,
both of them turn right.
No, they're both headed for each other, too. Here's how this went down. Here's the air traffic control audio.
For 25 years, I've never seen the two aircraft pretty much merge with the same call sign. That's pretty incredible. American 2482, if you're up, radar contact, maintain 9,000.
Thought we checked in, but yeah, maintain 9,000, American 2482.
Roger that. Welcome aboard. I'm showing you at a 5,800. Is that correct?
I think someone just took that for us, but American 2482, we are 6,000, climbing 9,000.
All right, so he's talking to both of the flights with the same exact call sign right now and trying to sort out what the hell's going on.
All right. American 2482, American 2482 on the arrival. If you're on the arrival on the Eagle, you know what? Somebody else has your American 2482 on the arrival. I need you to maintain 10,000.
Oh my gosh!
Frustrated.
He's so confused and he's so distracted, and it's been like listening to this show for the past 30 minutes.
This guy's like, no, not that 2482. The other, he's trying to talk to both of these planes. It would be the equivalent, folks, of if you were talking to somebody via their license plate number on their car.
Yeah.
And two people had the same exact license plate number, which is obviously not supposed to happen. And they're both flying at the same time in the same area.
10,000 for American 2482 on the arrival.
And there's an American 2482 on a 0730 code. Is that correct on the departure?
Affirmative, climbing 9,000.
Roger. The departure, I need you to maintain 9,000. Traffic 1 o'clock and 10 miles. Is your company same call sign out of 1,800 descending to 10,000?
This guy's working his ass off right now. I think he's doing the best that he possibly can. They are hitting you with the plane song thing on chat, and they think that you're scared that I'll crack if you play the plane song right now. I don't.
Well, that kind of ruins what I was about to say here.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because I was going to say, oh, Sean, I have audio of the moment that they changed the call sign to not be two of the same planes.
What a shocker, what a surprise. It's a tough story as long as it flies. This next clip is wild and insane, and as you might have guessed, we're back on a plane.
Unbelievable. That guy said he'd never seen that happening in 25 years.
One of the headlines says, apparently American Airlines has ran out of flight numbers.
Yeah. Like, dude, maybe they just have like a random generator and they think, well, it'll never give us the same thing twice.
I thought the flight numbers that you got were partially like route-based. And they just get whatever plane is flying that route as I do not know.
I don't know how it works, but if you're a pilot or you're in the industry, tell us. I mean, I think this is a pretty rare occurrence.
If you fly smaller planes, you're identified by your tail number, right? That's what they call you. That's how you speak and respond to air traffic control. You say your tail number, and then that's how they identify you. And but you couldn't have two identical tail numbers, right?
I wouldn't.
That would be up
so.
to the FAA to not do that.
Dispatch stand said he can explain this, but I don't even have time to open the phones or anything, and I'm losing my mind here today. Oh, here's what we're gonna do instead. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we are gonna do the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and of course, today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
I hope the 5 like-minded people that listen to me are equally as frustrated at you two.
There's 5 people out there who know Turbinado is about sugar and not a muscle car from the 70s. What are you driving?
Turbinado.
Got a
400 horsepower.
Got a big block Turbinado. I'll blow the doors off that Ram, boy. Come back.
The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Monday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, we are going to be expecting another hot and humid day. In fact, we're talking dangerous heat with yet another heat advisory in place starting at around 10 a.m., lasting through 8 p.m. This will account for feels like temperatures as hot as, say, 108 to 111 plus. Our actual air temperatures will still be hot and above normal with a high of around 97 degrees. We'll only see an isolated shower or two, about a 20 to 30% chance of these afternoon and evening showers and storms. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Orlando. Get the lowest prices of the season during the Mattress Warehouse Labor Day sale. Save up to 70% on best-selling mattresses. Plus, get a free adjustable base with select Sealy purchases. Visit mattresswarehouse.com today.
Listen up, Orlando. The biggest Kia event of the summer is happening now at Greenway Kia. With 3 Central Florida locations, that's over 1,000 new Kias, all priced clearly online at Greenway Kia.
Yo! Dull Mike. Back at it. What's happening? Now that I have chat, look at this. It looks great. What's up, Sunstate John, Missy, the Stephanie, MFQ, Brisbee Tales. Hello. Happy Monday. You think it's the Mondayest Monday? It's not been that bad. I think it was like last Monday or something that went by real fast. John, the enchiladas were and still are quite good. Can't even remember the last time I had enchiladas. I shouldn't be sleeping on that. It's a good. I for whatever reason, and I should get better at this, but when I'm trying to think of what to make for dinner, casserole style dishes don't. They just don't come in my head. Poor phrasing, but I never think of doing casserole style dishes, and I like a lot of them. A lot of them are quite good. I did a chicken one recently that was real good, but sometimes it just doesn't connect for me. All right. Well, I hesitate to ask you to rate the show. Be nice, maybe. Now the chat's doing something weird for me. What's going on here? Did everybody go out and get stupid after the poker tournament? I talked to a few people, hung out with some folks, went to Lucky Lure. That was a good time. Hadn't been there in a while. You think Sean is going to drink tonight? Well, maybe he will. Maybe it'll be a nowadays kind of deal. 8 out of 10 crazy women. All right. I almost thought, Kevin, that there was nudity in that there GIF. Almost. Turned into a pumpkin after the poker tournament. Well, I didn't. For better or for worse. I was fourth quarter, Sealand. Yeah, well. Sometimes when you make it to the fourth quarter, you gotta do it up. I'm still not totally sure where my wallet is, so I've got that going for me, which is nice. Who won the tournament? I don't know the woman's name, but I know Jimmy and Jack will recap that. I gotta go.
BetOnline brings the thrill of the casino wherever you are. Enjoy the freedom of online gaming at BetOnline, where the action moves with you and every moment is yours.
Save every day at Headquarter Hyundai. We've dropped prices on acres of new Hyundais. Visit headquarterhyundai.com.
Where common sense meets complete nonsense. This is the News Jump.
Didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for being patient. Thanks for bearing with us. I'm going to file this down as the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad Monday.
Oh, there's been worse.
I don't remember them. This is as irritated as I've been during a show in a while.
Everybody was very nice when it came to rating the show during Dull Mike. You know, we did rate the show, and they were very nice. They did.
That makes me second guess the rating of the show altogether. That makes me second guess if they're really being honest when it's time to rate the show.
Willie B gave it 10 out of 10 flip flops for my wiener. So
all right, okay, that sounds good. Everything seems to be back up and running, but it's just like distractions galore for me. That's the beauty of this show, I guess, in so many ways. I did see this, which I wanted to share. Kanye West was doing a show, and he posted this. I guess this is how they intended to do this, but I think somebody needs to talk to Kanye West. Here's how fireworks work. When you're going to hit an emotional moment with fireworks, you wait, and then you fire off a couple, and you really build into a crescendo, and then you have to use it like an art form, because these folks who are in charge of these fireworks shows, they're very talented. They're very talented people. Here's how it's going at this Kanye concert. He posted this on his own social media.
Got it. All right.
You're going to hear the fireworks. You'll know what's going on. Here it is. All right.
What the hell?
It looked like you're on a warship.
It sounded like actual automatic gunfire.
It looked like a military operation where they launched all of them all at once. Like playing all the lights, great song. One would have thought they could have stretched that out over maybe a couple more moments.
That's only slightly off from the idea of whenever did Sanford have this, or there was some town that had all their fireworks set up, and then something got struck by lightning, and every firework that was set up and wired went off, and they all just boom at once.
I mean, it's kind of exciting, but that's not how it's supposed to go usually, right?
It's exciting, to see it, but it's not exciting for the person trying to keep people spending money and buying beers all night, and there's nothing to show for it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be orchestrated over a longer period of time, and it's kind of fun, but that seemed like it was all at once. And before we get out of here, and I promise tomorrow will be a A+ show, okay? I'm bringing the heat tomorrow. We will get down into the nitty-gritty. We'll hit everything tomorrow. So be here for the show, please. Don't lose faith in the show as of today. But I saw that Disney released this thing where they said, here are the essential projects you need to watch before you watch Avengers Doomsday. preparing people
like
for the
sort of like a
release.
cheat sheet. Like here's what's going to be on the quiz for the new Avengers. Study up.
Yeah, prepare yourself for the new Avengers, they said, with this list of things you need to watch before you go see Avengers Doomsday. So
How
just
nice
in
of
case
Disney
you're
Plus
wondering-
to compile that for us.
Yeah, they did this. So they said all you need to watch before you're ready for Avengers Doomsday is you need to watch X-Men, X2, Captain America, the First Avenger, The Avengers, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Loki, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man No Way Home, Black Panther Wakanda Fever, Captain America Brave New World, Deadpool and Wolverine, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, The Thunderbolts, and the Fantastic Four First Steps, and then you'll be ready. You'll be ready to watch Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, it makes it sound quite easy.
Can you imagine if you just came out of a coma and you hear that there's a Avengers Doomsday, you say, oh boy, I want to see that one at the cinema. And then you go, oh, okay, but you've been out for a little while. So the first movies that I need you to watch are all of these before it gets too late. All right. That's going to do it for now. Thank God. I'm out of here. I'm going to drink 7 bottles of alcohol.
Oh, yeah. They were kind of wondering in chat whether or not you would be consuming alcohol tonight.
No, I'm not. I'll work on things to make sure that doesn't happen again. And prepare for an amazing, stunning, unbelievable, sexy Monday. Absolutely. I promise you that much. Now let's get the hell out of the way. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned from Monday, August 17th, 2026. Not you, Sealand. You did a bang-up job.
Thank you.
Good work all the way around. Bang up job. We got some fun interviews and very interesting stuff.
Oh yeah, I gotta email that lady.
Yeah, we got some stuff scheduled.
And I have to tell Jack
week.
who it's going to be so we can push the.
No.
Yeah, he's looking at me right now, pushing the air. He's pushing. He's like, see that? I want to push.
Does he know that you might freak
Yell
out
at
worse than I did today and yell at this person?
Maybe he'll be informed soon enough.
Folks, I have lined up an interview with Sealane's nemesis. I have lined up an interview with Sealane's worst nightmare. And that's going down this week on the show. In fact, is that tomorrow? I think that's tomorrow, right?
Oh, is it? Well, I should get her that link soon then.
Yeah. That'll be tomorrow on the show. All right, let's get out of here. Today I learned this guy.
Elton John.
That's right. Elton John, indeed. The lyrics to Elton John's Rocket Man were meant to be taken literally. It's about a Mars-bound astronaut leaving his family to do his job. Who cares? I just wanted to end on this one because why not? Thank you all for hanging out with us today. We truly appreciate it. We're back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast.